Okay, here we are again. I don't know what the hell the computer is running in the background that's causing it to sound like this over a goddamn PSP emulator, but okay, sure, fine. It seems like this computer has, I don't know if it's just something that's happened recently or if it's something that's happening because they don't make them like they used to. I don't know what the hell, but like it seems like the fan blades are overactive. Like they go crazy over something small. Like if they're getting this overactive over PSP game and as active as they were, they sounded like a jet engine during Portal 2, and that's a game from 2012. Like I can't even imagine trying to run a game that's newer on this damn thing. Like we get down to the Mass Effect Legendary Edition, and I'm just gonna be. I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do with this thing. I'm probably gonna have to get a different computer because I don't see how. Like, it needs to run it quiet. Like, it needs to run it like it's no effort whatsoever. And I don't see that happening, so. Now, I'm no tech expert. Maybe the fans running this fast is a good thing because it means the computer stays cool. I don't know, but, like... I don't feel like it should sound like it's working hard when it's running something from 2007 on an emulator. That seems silly to me, but I don't know. Either way, I've taken my drink. Which one was there? It was this one, yeah. Because this one is the one, like, it's been a while because of the... This is why I don't like doing two different games at once. I mean, this was a necessity this time, but sometimes when I do two games at once, I forget, and this would happen previously when I did this for the YouTube channel, I will forget my place in the other game. And it'll be like, okay, what the hell did we do again? Because I don't know, maybe it's just the fact that I'm separating the two. I don't know what it is, but my brain just can't handle it, apparently. I will tell you, just looking at these two save files, though, I can tell you one thing that we did since the last time, and that is get rich, because I took care of all of the stuff on the Snowcraft, so that now we have more money than we know what to do with. Although, to be fair, we had that before this because I don't think there's anything else I need to buy for the rest of the game other than supplies for the dungeons, but... Okay, you know what? It's fine. It's money that we can... Oh, see, now the fan's going down. Okay, whatever. I don't understand computers, and I don't understand wealth, so I think neither of these things are going to help us particularly. Excuse me. How you doing, everybody? Welcome back to Final Fantasy II, the Stream Edition. We are done with Portal 2, so this will be our focus for the next few weeks while we finish up the main game and then work on Soul of Rebirth. But yeah, last time I left off here in Salamand because I said I was going to go over here and I was going to take care of the rest of the Snowcraft minigame stuff. So basically what I did was I got all the rest of the misses, like the first clear of each number of misses. So we had like 0, 1, 2, and then I think 7 left. And combined, that got us a significant amount of gil. I think the 0 miss one got us like 40,000. So between the 0, 1, and 2, it was like 90,000 gil or something like that. Something ridiculous, like an absolutely absurd amount of gil. So if you were looking to buy anything in particular that you didn't have the money for, well, you have the money for it now because you've gone ahead and done all of this stuff. I think I also put Firion back into the back row because even though he's not using the Mengosh at this point, he's got the Orichalcum instead. He's got Holy, so he really doesn't need to be in the front row for knife damage because his knife skill is high enough to get him to 99%, well, his shield skill really is high enough to get him 99% evasion. Maria needs the evasion more than he does, and I mean, Guy will be there soon enough because as soon as he gets a better shield, he'll be in good shape there. So I'm not really super concerned about Firion being in the front row. He can be if we want him to use the Orichalcum as a melee weapon. And, I mean, to be fair, you can just do that. You could just use, like, okay, well, I'm just going to use Berserk and melee weapons and beat the entire game that way. You can do that. Like, you just... If you really want to, you could do that. You could just decide, okay, well, I'm just going to... okay, I need to go to this little tip. Because, see, so here's the thing. Here's how you know where the island is this part points to it, right? But this part also points to it. So just sail along the coast of places that you're familiar with, and then you'll get to a point that points to it. I think, did I pass it? No, I'm not there yet. It's this little dip right here, and then go up, I think. And you should see it. Yep, there it is. See? Points to it. So. But yeah, you could basically just do that if you really wanted to. Oh, that's the other thing I did, is I went to Poft, and I bought another Protect Tome, and I went and fought... That's why my stats might look a little different. I fought a couple of more Magicians over in the same spot where we got the first Berserk Tome in the game, and I got a second one, so that way we have both. I'm going to use both of them for later on in the game, but I've got them both this way now, so I don't have to go bother with finding them, you know. So that's pretty much it. In terms of story stuff, we're looking for the masks. We have the white mask. We just got that from the basement of Finn Castle last time after we liberated it. And now we need to find its counterpart, the black mask. And then we need to take them both to Mysidia, so we can find out what we can do with them in order to access the Ultima Tome. And the black mask is here on the tropical island that we went to previously. So let's use a cottage, just because I've got a couple of stats that are not at 100%, and then we can go through... Oh, I need to pull up a map. Hold on. I don't remember this place particularly well, so I need to pull up a map. It's probably... Hang on, I'll come back that way. Once I get the map. Okay. Alright, got the map. It's not particularly difficult or roundabout, it's just there's a couple of spots where it's like, oh, I found the objective. Well, I missed some treasure, let's go back for that, you know, so. Hey, Conquer, it's going good. How's it going for you there? We just got started. These are our current stats. We are heading inside of the tropical island one last time, because we need to acquire the other mask. So we're going to go and basically we went on one path to get to the shop the last time we were here. This time we're going to go on the opposite path and grab the other stuff from the other part. So, and I'll be quite honest with all of you, I'm not so sure this Dispel Curse thing is actually going to do much of anything for us. I may eventually get rid of both spells because I feel like they're just not really doing much, honestly, for us. Like, I feel like I'm just kind of casting them to cast them, you know, which is not really the plan here, not really the plot. Actually, instead of doing that, why don't you hit the yellow jellies? Because I think the red moose, they're the ones that are weak to electricity, I think. So let's do this, and then we'll thunder the whole group. And we'll see if you two can work on this yellow jelly by yourselves, because Firion should kill that one. Oh yeah, easy. Then just blast the whole field. Yep, there we go. So that'll get rid of you guys, and that gets rid of you. Nice and simple. Those are the guaranteed HP upgrades, so that's fine. Also looking for invisible walls because the like the maps that are available online, whether it's through GameFAQs or anything else, they don't show where the invisible walls are. So you kind of just got to make do by poking at some walls and figuring it out yourself. And some of them I remember, obviously, from certain dungeons. It's like, okay, I've got this in mind, but some of them I have no waking idea. So that was over 1,000 damage. Guy will soon have over 1,000 HP. Lately got a strength upgrade for doing nothing, and I went on the wrong path. It's a good start. I'm not looking at the correct map right now. That's probably why. So I'm looking at the second floor, the basement second floor, because I was like, oh yeah, no, okay, it's fine. I know how to get to the basement second floor from here. Evidently not. I should probably try to leave a few of these guys alive if I can. I'm gonna try to toad a couple of them. just so that way Maria has a chance to dodge, because I need her to be dodging so that way... I mean, I guess this battle, it's not so critical because these guys are like... This is a rank 2 battle because the Were-Rats are rank 2. But the more she dodges, the more likely she is to get an agility boost, which will obviously help her quite a bit. Because, I mean, 4 isn't bad for this point in the game, but she's going to need to do a little bit better than 4 by the end game dungeons. Like, at 4 chances to dodge when the enemy can hit me 13 times, that still leaves her on death's door if they hit her, so... Yeah, it's a little iffy. Get some toads going, though. Of course, I don't know if this place needs any more toads. It's already got a few. I mean, I think we found some poison toads while we were here last time, so... That's no good. I mean, they're fine, but I'd rather not meet up with poisonous enemies if I can avoid them. Just fire, I guess, and then do that. There we go. An alright playing game with friends, won't be chatting much today. Sounds like a plan, Conquer. Hopefully you have fun with the friends on the game that you're playing. We'll be here, so I will be here. We'll just chat when you feel like it, and I will respond. I'll just be in the background otherwise. So there's Maria's HP increase, and I think Layla's is coming up, so we should be able to heal everybody coming up soon. And we can just keep going. It's going to be a little tough, I think, for Guy to be getting his intelligence boosts for a little bit here, because... Sorry, I don't know why I'm yawning so much today. Probably didn't get enough sleep. Yeah, it's going to be tough for him to get intelligence boost, because... From my experience, that happens more when he casts like Toad or Haste or any of that stuff, but right now, he's not really fighting any enemies that are conducive to actually using those spells, you know? He's fighting enemies that have elemental weaknesses where they're like, that's like one of the only ways to get them to die is to hit them with fire or blizzard or thunder or that sort of thing, so... I need him to do that, and that results in him not getting as much intelligence, potentially. But that's fine, you know, we'll just work around it. I don't want to cure just yet. I think I'll wait. I can Toad one of you. Get Guy's MP down to where Firion and Maria's is. Everybody's even now. At least at their current MP levels. Everybody's MP is in great shape. Like, Maria has more than enough for her to be good for the rest of the game, and Firion and Guy are also probably at the point where they've got enough. So we went down those stairs over to my left before. Excuse me, this time instead, we're going to go the opposite way. And we're going to go down the other stairs. But first we have stunners to take care of, so we will do that. Stunners and their Were-Rat cousins. The artwork for all the monsters, by the way, is slightly different in this version than it is in the Dawn of Souls version, because I think if I remember correctly, they were redrawn in the Dawn of Souls version, and in this version, they are more based on like high-res variations on the original NES artwork. So that's why they might look slightly different from if you play the GBA version from what you remember from those ones. So, just in case, that's why. I guess we'll get you even if I can even hit the 4. Oh, okay, good. Probably a couple more spells, and then we'll use a couple of ethers at a certain point. And then we should be good. Alright, Maria got strength. There's the HP bonus for Layla. So now we can heal everybody. I think I got this, yeah, Scourge Tome before, so we'll just leave that empty chest where it is. Because it's got nothing in it. This chest is empty. This chest is supposed to be full. Anyone care to explain? Yeah, I can explain, officer. I already took the contents of the chest. So... that would leave it empty. Alright, so we'll just full restore everybody. I don't need to cure when we get HP increases like that. I just figure I'm not really using cure for much else, so I might as well, you know. Really, Guy? You're gonna miss multiple toads in a row? Like, man, come on, man. How do you expect this to work if you keep missing these toads? You can't do this. My luck be I mean, I guess, to be fair, he's only got like a 50-something% chance to hit because his intelligence is where it is, and it's like base 20%, or... Is it 20 for Toad, or 30? I don't remember. So it's not incredibly high chance for him to hit, but... I mean, it'll work. It just might take a couple of castings, that's all. Okay, well, now we got more Toads, so... Where is your intelligence at right now? 33, okay, so 33, so it's like... It's over 50%. I just forget if it's a 53% chance or a 63% chance, although now he has 6 of those chances to hit, so like that will probably help him hit a little bit more often. Alright, we can probably work on haste a little bit as well. Just if there's not a ton of enemies on the field, I can just have him work on haste. And then, but yeah, like this. This is exactly what I'm looking for. We can do this and then have him cast haste on somebody before they get their turn, hopefully. Hey, as long as he gets his turn before, excuse me, everybody else kills all the enemies, we should be fine. I spoke too soon. We are not fine. He did not get his turn. That's okay. I don't really need it. It's not critical, because the enemies in here aren't really too strong, because you can run into them before you go to Dist, so they didn't make them particularly strong. So, I don't need him to be doing a ton, because he has a lower chance of getting any boosts out of it anyway, you know? So it's like, okay, don't really need you to do too much. I'm gonna, like, group cast Holy. I'm just gonna let both of you just stand pat right now. Let Guy do some Thunder casts, and then just do that. Hell, this might kill... No, never mind. I was going to say, this might kill all of them, but I forgot the yellow jellies, I think, are resistant to Thunder, so... See them resist Holy, though! Don't think so. Well, you know, the agility boosts are nice. Like, I'm not getting as much intelligence, but at least I'm getting agility boosts out of it. Like, that's real nice. I will take those. Those are... One dual deads, really? Okay, I mean, if you want me to practice the life spell... I mean, I'm not even going to use the life spell. I'm not even going to bother. It's just one guy. Just beat him up. There. It's like one rank 2 guy. Rank 3, maybe. So... Hey, Marie, how you doing? Welcome back, man. Insta-killing spells work way better if you use them at the beginning of the game and build them up instead of learning about them right before the second to last dungeon and deciding to pass on them. Yes, that is, in fact, true. Practice makes perfect, after all. Final Fantasy II is the poster child for the idea that practice makes perfect, so you end up using them and building them up, they work out for you. You don't, they don't. Pretty much how it all goes. Okay, this one I can actually use the life spell, so... I'm also liking that Maria has started to get to the point where, because she has more stamina now than Furion, and she got that one random HP boost before, she's actually got more HP than Furion does, just hanging around, you know? So that's nice. Getting quite a bit of money out of these guys too, but... Well, as I said, I don't think we're really going to need much more money for the rest of the game. We've pretty much bought everything that I want to buy, so... Probably not going to do us a whole lot of good. Ah, speaking of toads, my hubris comes back to haunt me. I don't know if you two... I think you two need to group up on one of them to kill one. Never mind. Yes, also, how you doing? I'm doing pretty well. I did not see... Oh, that won't kill. Okay. I did not see what... I saw the image that one person that joined the server posted. I didn't see who they replied to. I don't know if it was me or you or Conker. It was just somebody, but I'll have to take a look at it again, because I kind of just looked at it and didn't really... I don't think I really absorbed whatever the hell it was. It might have just been Nitro joining the server again. I don't know. A lot of things in Final Fantasy II that you think age better than people gave it credit for. I just think that the battle system is neat, honestly. Like, I just feel like... And I feel like the battle system is one of those things where... It could be appreciated now a little bit more, because I think people have more tolerance for, you know, this type of a battle system now that other games have done it. Like, when the game came out, it was unprecedented. Basically, no games had done that. And now that it's happened in other games, especially, like I said before, like the Elder Scrolls has done it, a few other places have done it. Now that it's happened in other series, I feel like people can kind of grow to appreciate it a little bit more, so... I really should just be hasting Maria, shouldn't I? Because, like, that'll give her more hits, and that means more chances to hit, so... Alright, this room's bizarre, right? Because this one... Hang on. Yeah, okay. So... Yeah. So this room's bizarre because there's a whole bunch of different exits out of this room. Now, in the bottom left corner of the room is where you would go to find the village with the masked villagers, and that's where the shop was. But instead of going there, we're gonna go... Where are we going to go first? We're going to go this way first. There's a staircase down here that leads to a chest. There's a staircase in the upper left corner that leads to a chest. And then there's a staircase that leads to a bunch of chests off to my right here. And it's kind of a long meandering process to get there, but we can work on that. A wild horn. So these guys are the lower ranked cousins of the bighorn that we fought. Was it 2 bighorns? I think it was 2 bighorns that we fought over by... Mysidia. So we've already fought your nastier cousin. What makes you think you'll stand against me? Didn't think so. Alright, but anyway, so we'll pick up some treasures, and then we're almost done, actually, with the dungeon. It's just like we have to meander around to grab all the treasure, and then we're done, so... It doesn't take too long if you do it the way that I did it, where you kind of make multiple trips through. That helps a little bit, you know. I guess at least Thunder's getting some good experience. Usually it doesn't. Once you get to a certain point in the game, it just sort of falls off and doesn't really get used very much anymore because nothing's weak to it, but... Like, eventually, not even the enemies on the sea are going to be weak to it, because we'll start finding some new enemies on the sea, and they won't... I think one of them absorbs Thunder, actually, so... There's an intelligence boost, I'll take it. That's kind of our most important one at the moment that I'm worried about. The agility's not so bad, like, we're doing fine on the agility. It's more the intelligence that I'm concerned about, so... Do I cast Holy? I think I cast Holy on the... Well... Actually, you know what I do? I think I throw Ethers this turn. And then just take care of some of the monsters in the middle. Just so I can top myself off. I'm not really worried about a Ghast, honestly. I'll just get rid of it. Like, this is a rank 1 battle. There's shadows in the... There's a shadow in the back there. Like, this isn't gonna get you anything. Dungeon design aged like milk in the sun, but the levels on magic and proficiency seem like they could have made a comeback in the pre-13 era of Final Fantasy. Yeah, and honestly, I feel like that's a good point, because, like, you gotta think about the fact that the dungeons, obviously, they could have done better than, you know, pick a path, and also there's a bunch of random rooms that just won't have anything in them except a bunch of monsters every step, but, like, I don't know, the systems behind the fighting part, at the very least, I find very engaging, personally. I mean, obviously, you have to engage with them a lot, because running away from enemies in this game sometimes is a little bit tough, so if you engage with them, they work out for you. It's one of those things, though, right? Like, a lot of people, the reason why this game gets a lot of flack online is because a lot of people just don't understand how the battle system works. They assume that it's obtuse for a reason, and they don't try to understand it on its own terms, and they end up just hating the game because they just don't... They don't meet the game at its level, you know what I mean? So, that was the thing that I ended up having to do in order to really enjoy it, is I had to say, okay, let's figure out why this game does what it does, how this game ticks, and once I understand that, I think I'll appreciate it a lot more, because I do enjoy it, I just don't understand it. So, being able to do that, I think, is an important skill, meeting a game on its own terms, because if you can't do that, you end up like most reviewers online for this game, where they just say, oh, the game's bad, and they give reasons, but the reasons, to a person who's played the game before, the reasons sound like bullshit, because it just sounds like, okay, well, you didn't try to understand the game, so that's why you had the experience you had. You ran through the whole game with heavy armor on and ended up getting absolutely smashed and demolished in the last dungeon because you were weighed down by your heavy armor and never boosted your evasion. Good job, you broke the game for yourself. And to be fair, I mean, the game doesn't really give you a ton of hints in that department, but, like, I don't know, I feel like if you're getting whomped, right, like if you're getting absolutely trashed by a bunch of enemies, I feel like you need to say at a certain point, okay, something I'm doing isn't working, and you need to figure out an alternative so that it works for you. If you can't do that, well, you end up with the experience that a lot of people have, where they're just they get smashed in the final dungeon by enemies that can hit you 13 times for 1/10 of your HP per hit. Doesn't really work out. Didn't hate the game for that. Hated it because of the damn Death Knights in the final dungeon. Like, they are the way that way to make you feel like you're in the final area, but damn. Yeah, the Death Knights are everyone's bane of... They're the bane of everybody's existence, honestly. Especially... Hang on. Turn my map. Okay. Just need to see where I'm going here. This is, in fact, the treasure room, quote-unquote. They are that way because it's the final dungeon, and they're there to test you and say, okay, do you understand what we were throwing down here? Do you understand that we didn't want you to just weigh yourself down with heavy armor, because if you did that, you're going to get smashed by these guys. People got smashed by them because they weighed themselves down with heavy armor, and yeah, didn't really work out. But it's kind of, I think the one thing I can levy against it, though, to say, okay, well, I'm saying all these things because, you know, people didn't do their homework, but how many enemies have we really fought? Now, to be fair, I'm boosting my evasion like crazy, so that's part of the reason why we're not getting hit by some of the enemies that can absorb HP, but how many enemies have we really fought in this game where HP absorption has been a problem, where they've just hit you for a large chunk of your HP all of a sudden? It's like, oh, holy crap, how did that happen, you know? Like, that hasn't really happened very much, so I feel like they could have done more with that, you know what I mean? Where it's like, okay, well, if that's going to be a problem that you're going to present to the player, make sure it's front and center early enough where they can make adjustments without all of a sudden being hit in the face by it, you know what I mean? Because at a certain point, they are all of a sudden just going to hit you in the face with it, and by that point, it's too late for you to make a correction, or it's going to take a while to make a course correction, you know? So, you understand what we wanted you to do? Nope, what did you want? So you have chosen death. It's the execution in practice rather than the on-paper stuff. Yeah, the on-paper stuff, I think it's all good ideas. It's just the way that they put it into practice that it doesn't make it easy enough for the player to understand it, you know what I mean? And so people end up writing it off, and that's a shame, because I feel like if you try to put in the work, that's where you start appreciating the game a little bit more. It's just you have to put in the work, and, you know, sometimes people aren't willing to do that. And, you know, that's fine. Like, here's my thing. I only really get pissed about people not putting in the work when it comes to this game in terms of people who are reviewing it for large audiences, because that's where you get, like, the millions of views on videos over, you know, collectively, because none of the videos that this game has have millions of views on them, because nobody plays this game. But if you're creating a video for an audience of 100,000 people, something like that, 10,000, it doesn't matter how many, but a large enough audience to where it's noticeable, and you're saying things about a game that you don't fundamentally understand yourself, you are spreading misinformation about that game. You're supposed to be the authority on these things, and you're telling people the wrong information. That's where I get pissed, because it's like, no, you need to do the work. That's what you're literally being paid for. I mean, I guess you're being paid to be entertaining, but, like, I don't know. For me, it's not entertaining if you don't know what you're talking about, I guess. So, well, okay, so sometimes it's entertaining if you don't know what you're talking about, because then it's just silly, but, like, when you're presenting it like it's a bad game because you don't understand it, it's like, is this supposed to be funny? Because it's just sad. Like, it shows me you didn't want to do the work. You just wanted to throw shade at a game you didn't understand. And it's like, I mean, do that if you want, but, like, don't do it for 200,000 people that will then listen to you, and their entire impression of the game will be colored by your opinion. Like, you can't do that. That's unfair. It's unjust, and I won't stand for it. And that's why we're here, honestly. So, top left, that's where we're going. Top left leads to a chest, top right leads to a chest and the exit. That's where he came in, right Like, they put a greater emphasis on certain stats earlier, then they could drip feed more and more challenges that require you to mess with different concepts throughout the game. Might need to grind a bit if you ever hit a wall, which you come back stronger for. You have a large audience, you need to do your homework, but people don't want to do their due diligence because it's easier to just rag on things, make everyone hate it too, by extension of your own laziness. Yes, and that is precisely the problem, isn't it? We can't have that around here. I won't stand for it. So I have to put my piece in, because otherwise, who am I? I'm just letting them get away with it. So. And, you know, honestly, here's the thing. I'm going to talk about this in the review at the end of the game as well, because this is something... We got to remember, too, that Final Fantasy II, because it came out in 1988, Intelligence Boost! Because it came out in 1988, it came out before any of the Saga games, and it came out before the Final Fantasy Legend games came out on the Game Boy. I believe Final Fantasy Legend 1 came out in 1990, if I remember correctly, or was it 1989? But those games, specifically Legend 1 and Legend 2, were extensions of the game mechanics found in Final Fantasy II. And they were improvements, honestly. Like, here's the thing. The reason why I rate Legend 2, Final Fantasy Legend 2, over Final Fantasy 2, in terms of, like, my ratings for the game, which are completely subjective, but it's just because of the fact that Final Fantasy Legend 2 is more in your face about those stats. It's exactly what you said, and if we remember from when we played it, you had to specialize in those stats early on or you got your ass kicked, so... If you didn't do that, and it was one of those things where it's just like, okay, you know, focus on this, do this, or else you're not going to make it. And so, if you did that, then the game worked out for you. But if you didn't, then you were going to struggle. And if you specialized the way that we did, like when we played Legend 2, now, Legend 2 was harder than this game. Like, there's a lot of damage going on in Final Fantasy Legend 2. You need a dedicated healer most of the time. That's why we had Noel in Final Fantasy Legend 2 be our healer, where I focused entirely on his mana, no agility whatsoever, so he would always move last, and he would always be able to heal. So you have to be more careful about how you plan your party out. In this game, if you know what you're doing, you can kind of just face roll everything, but... Yeah, so that's why I rate Final Fantasy Legend 2 over Final Fantasy 2 regularly, because it feels like they took the concepts that were in this game, and they said, okay, this is what worked and this is what didn't, and they noticeably improved on them to make a better game experience. So, of course, even less people know what Final Fantasy Legend 2 is than Final Fantasy 2 by itself, so... most of the people who would rag on Final Fantasy 2 for its problems probably didn't see the gameplay improvements in Legend 2 because they never played it, so, like... It's one of those too little too late things, you know, I guess. Let's see what you got. Didn't do your due diligence when you were younger, like 10, but others are in their 20s and do what you did at 10. When you realize that you can draw a direct line between other people doing what people a third or half of their age do, it tells you terrible things about that person. Damn, typing essays here. Should stop putting walls of text on screen. Nah, it's okay. It gives me something to talk about. But yeah, honestly, that's the thing with me. Like, it's... If you're gonna be a video essayist on YouTube, you know what I mean? Or you're gonna do that sort of stuff for a living, like you are being paid based on the ad revenue, like YouTube is giving you money based on the ads that you pull in for them. If you're gonna be paid to do that, at least know what you're talking about, please. Because, like, if you're just spreading misinformation, then, like, you're not much better than a political ad at that point, you know what I mean? Like, just stop, like, just... Please just do your homework. It's not that hard. It's what you are going... It's what you're doing for a living. Like, you just... We're not snake oil salesmen here anymore, guys. We can do better than this. Damn, I'm throwing shade at everybody today. I need to stop. I'm gonna get, like, targeted assassinated by somebody. Misinformation is just funny nowadays. Like, people don't understand the loot system in 14. How? Isn't it pretty simple? Or am I just too smart? I figure it would... I've never had a problem with it. I feel like it's pretty simple. I mean... Are we talking, like, loot in dungeons, or are we talking, like, random loot off of enemies? Oh, look, there's the bighorn that I was just talking about before. The one that we've seen the Wildhorn cousins before this. I'm just checking. Okay, so you have exactly one more stamina than Firion, so you'll slowly build above Firion in terms of your HP, which is all good. I think we should have enough MP to finish the boss fight. There's a teleport behind this guy once we get the black mask, so we'll just teleport out once we're done. They think that if everyone leaves, you'll get all the remaining loot even if you pass on it? Isn't there like... Yeah, please look at what you said. Isn't there like multiple like FAQs and questions online at this point that just directly tell you no, that's not... You passed on it. Like you... What do you... If you want the loot, don't pass on it. Like... Okay. I'm thinking too hard again. I need to stop thinking. Very astute of you, guy. There are 4 bighorns in our way, so let's go take care of them, shall we? These guys have a lot of HP, so I'm gonna try to dispel one so that Guy has an opportunity to... Actually, no, I should probably do this like a proper boss fight, shouldn't I? So let's cast Blink and Protect, and then get Berserk going, and get Haste going for you. Oh, look, Guy, you've got a proper buff to cast for a boss fight now. Isn't that perfect? So we'll get you Haste, we'll get you Protect, we'll get Blink and Berserk for Layla, and we will probably get Blink up for Maria as well once we're done, and then we'll go from there. I might try to Dispel one of them so Guy can Toad them, because I don't think they're resistant, but I don't know if Guy will be able to get through their magic defense at this point, so... And then we'll just go all in on one of them. Oh wait, you don't have Berserk yet, so let's do that first before we go all in on one of them. I mean, I guess I could try and get one going. Kind of doubt it, but you know, yeah, didn't think so. They just have too high of magic defense compared to our magic offense, I guess, at this point. That's what you've had to tell friends. Think that if everyone leaves in, let's say, a raid after opening a chest, you just get the loot if you're the last person in the area. But if you pass, you don't get shit. Had to actually show someone that in practice. I have no effing idea how this misinformation started spreading. Yeah, that seems bizarre. Oh, one of them is dead. Layla, did you do that? Because I wasn't paying any attention at all. Holy shit. I mean, probably she trashed it, but like, I didn't see that. I'm gonna pretend I didn't see that. Try to get Toad going on... I think I cast Teleport, so I'm just gonna try and get it going. If it doesn't work... Oh, okay, that explains a lot, yeah. Never mind, carry on, that's why they died. Right there. 1,700 damage, you must have hit with all of your Berserks or something, like... That's atrocious. Like... Hang on, okay. Okay, see, that's more like it. Like, that's what I would expect out of Berserk, but like... All of them? I feel like Piccolo. All of them? Like, wait a minute. you hit all 6 of those levels, didn't you, Maria? Because that would have... Hang on, let me see what her intelligence is right now. Yeah, she must have hit with all 6 levels, because that would have increased it by 19 times 6, which is what? 38, 57, 76, 95, 114? Plus 60, yeah, there's no way, because if she hadn't hit with all of them, she would have added 114 attack if she hit with all 6. So, like, right? Yeah, because 20 would be 100 on 5 and 120. 63 plus 114 is like 177 attack. That's more attack than you'll have at base with the strongest weapon in the game. Berserk is stupid, okay? Like, it's just a dumb spell. Why does it exist? We got the Black Mask. I mean, to be fair, I guess it at least gives melee fighters a chance in the endgame, because, I mean, you get to the endgame, if you have high enough spirit or intelligence, your casters are going to be casting Holy or Flare level 10 and inflicting, like, 900 damage a pop, so... The melee fighters need something, but they don't need that. Like, that's too much. She doesn't even have any investment. Like, how the hell? Yeah, more than the strongest weapon at base? What the fuck? Yeah, because... So she has 63 attack right now. Plus, if she got all 6 of those levels of Berserk, she added 19, which is her intelligence, times 6 levels to her attack strength. So she got 114 extra attack, which would give her 177. The strongest weapon in this game has a base attack score of 150. So she had more attack than the last weapon in the game just now. So that's nuts. Good job, Maria, hitting all 6 of those Berserk levels, because that was atrocious. Absolutely a-frickin' atrocious. I think I'm going to go back around the peninsula, honestly. I think I'm going to go back into this inlet and park in my normal parking spot because this is the Mysidian Tower right here. So that, after we get the masks where they're supposed to go, that's our next destination. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to use a cottage before I go as well. Just so that way we're good. No, let me get the map for the next dungeon as well before I go. Hold on. Bless you. Because I sure as hell don't remember the way in this place. Right, okay. I was forgetting, this is the place that has an area that has invisible walls in it that you won't be able to get to the treasure unless you interact with the invisible walls. And the maps don't list the invisible walls, so that's going to be fun to deal with. I'm being ambushed by buccaneers. So if I run... How does that work exactly? Like, we run away from the fight, but they're on my ship, so like... What good does that do me? I don't know. That's one of those video game logic things, though, you know? That's one of those things where it's just like, you're questioning too many things. So you're not going to get an answer. Just stop asking. So, oh boy. I'll be honest, it's also weird. I've been yawning a lot today, so it's a little bit weird that I've been yawning, because, I mean, I guess maybe I didn't get enough sleep, but last night, because it's hot, but it's also weird that I'm yawning as well, because I've actually been getting more vitamin D because I've been going for more walks now that it's not, like, really friggin' cold outside, because it was just really cold for, like, and cloudy and rainy and gross for like 5 or 6 days in a row, so I couldn't go for any walks. I walked like 3 times in the last 4 days. I've probably walked 6 miles in the last 4 days, so I've gotten a little bit more vitamin D, and it makes me feel quite a bit better. And you know, on top of that as well, I think I'm in a good mood today because my bug proofing method actually worked. So put in the air conditioner a little while ago, right? And so, oh, nice innovation boost. That's good. That'll help. So, there's these little slats on the side of it. Like, you have to, it's not big enough for the whole window, so you have to slide these slats out so that they push against the side of the window, and then you just, there's like a screw in, so you screw them in. So, the slats have just these little teeny tiny plastic, like, thin sheets in them to, like, I guess keep bugs out or something like that, because when you put it in, obviously the rest of the window has to be open in order to put it in. So you can't just like what am I doing? I'll tell this guy, I think, and then thunder this guy. So yeah, so it's just got these little thin plastic sheets basically to try to keep bugs out. Well, the bugs were just crawling right underneath it with absolutely no cares in the world whatsoever. Like, so there was, for the past, not last night, because I bug-proofed the window the night before, but I had like, I would not be shocked if there was 500 bugs in this room over the course of 2 nights. I said, that's it, I've had enough with this stupid thing. So I said, okay, I want to see if you can get through this, bugs. I took a trash bag, all right? Now, this is not the most elegant-looking solution. Obviously, it's not very aesthetically pleasing, but apparently it's pretty damn effective, because last night I had 0 bugs in this room. So I took a trash bag, I cut it in half, and then I cut it in half again. And I stuck the 1/4 on the left side of the air conditioner, duct taped all the way around it to seal it. And then I stuck the other 1/4 on the other side of the air conditioner, duct taped all the way around it to seal it again. Bugs can't get in. There's just no bugs. There have been no bugs for the past, well, for last night. There was like, I had to like compressed air inside of my little ceiling light because they were hiding in up there, but there was like 4 bugs total last night that I had to deal with, and that was it, so. So I was pretty happy with my handiwork. I just hope that now, hold on, let me knock on wood. I just hope that now I don't regret it because they find some other way in. Like, you can seal it at the top, right? Like, so what I'm thinking I might do next year is I'll just do the same thing. I'll take a trash bag and I'll just seal where I'm sealing now, because it's actually a lot less duct tape. Normally, you have to put a lot more duct tape in this thing in order to keep it sealed, because it just doesn't sit in the window right. It's not sized for the window because the window's old and it's a newer. Well, newer is a strong word. It's probably from like the mid 2000 aughts, so not really new. But yeah, it's not sized for the window. So like, normally you have to duct tape all over the place in order to get it to work. So what I might just do, because it's a lot less duct tape, is I might just seal it the same way, and then on the top of the window where it sits, not it sits, but like the window has to sit up so that the air conditioner can go in. I might just like put trash bag lining over that as well, so that absolutely nothing can get in, because right now it's just a layer of duct tape up there and stuff can crawl like in between the layers. If it's really crafty, you could probably crawl between the layers and get in, but I might just duct tape up, or not duct tape, but like trash bag seal up there as well next year, and then nothing will get in. So it's not an elegant solution, but it's a solution that will work in my particular instance. So, I cannot believe you actually managed to toad that bomb. That's impressive, actually. I expected that to whiff, but it would have been fine. So that's my air conditioner story. Look at all that agility boost. Very nice. I'll take it. And the point of the matter is now I can enjoy air conditioning without having a million billion bugs getting into my room. So that's rather handy, I think. I probably won't kill with this one fire, will I? Because these guys have a lot of HP, so probably an AoE fire won't quite do it. Holy got to level 6 though, I just saw that, so that's nice. Because now we can see the Holy Gah animation. Yeah, that's not quite a kill. That's okay. These guys are resistant to matter spells though, so maybe I can dispel one of them, and then maybe Guy can go second and use Toad? Something tells me this isn't going to work, but I'll give it a shot, why not? You normally have almost no chance of getting them matter spelled. Oh, okay, there we go. Because they're flans, so like they're resistant to matter, if I remember correctly. I'm gonna look in the bestiary after this just to make sure I'm not bullshitting. But yeah, I'm pretty sure they're resistant, so I'm gonna have to fire these guys again in order to get rid of them. So let's just do that. Guys are gonna be out here getting more MP increases. But the thing about Dispel, though, is if it works like anti-barrier, is that matter elemental spells are level 1 for Dispel. Like, if you hit them with 1 level of Dispel, that means matter elemental spells are no longer resisted. So it should be not bad, at the very least, just to do that and give that a shot, you know what I mean? In case an enemy's resistant to it and I'm trying to, you know, get Guy intelligence boosts or something. So, I don't know, we'll figure it out. Anyway, Black Flan, here we go. 3 magic defense at a 50% rate, and yeah, so as you can see here, they absorb poison, they are resistant to, I guess they're resistant to poison and absorb poison. That's redundant if I've ever seen it, but they're weak to fire, and they're resistant to matter elemental spells, like you can see there. So if I tried casting teleport on them without that, it would have a much lower chance of actually hitting them. So I believe it adds like 50% or something like that if you're resistant to their evasion rate or something. I'm not exactly sure. So yeah, well, I've been to Mysidia before, to be fair. So this is the guy. This is the guy that I was looking for before, that just tells you about the ancient texts in the library. So alright, first things first, we'll take a quick snooze at the inn, because I have more money than I know what to do with, burning a hole in my pocket. So we'll just take a nap. We'll restock on our supplies. I probably have more to sell than I do to buy, honestly. Like, I'm gonna need a couple of ethers and that's it. And then, don't need to buy any spells. We already got all our spells. Don't need to buy any weapons or armor, because we've already got all that taken care of. So I don't even know why I approached this guy. I don't think I have anything to buy from him, to be fair. Let's see. So yeah, a couple of cottages, I think, and then a couple of ethers, and I think that should be good. We got a Gaia drum, by the way, so that's just non-elemental damage to all enemies, and it's, I mean, it's okay. It does like 200-ish damage to all enemies, so that's not terrible. I might just keep it and use it, honestly, because I feel like it's just going to kind of sit in my inventory and do nothing anyway. This Death Idol has the same effect, I believe, as a Fear 16 spell, I want to say. But like I said before, Fear is not really all that useful in this version, so I'm just going to sell it for the Gil. And then Sleepgrass, like we said before, I don't really find it all that useful personally, so we'll just get rid of it. That's a free Scourge Tome. I don't know if I want to keep it for anybody. I don't think I need it for anybody, so I'll hold on to it. I don't think I'm going to need it, but just in case, I'll hold on to it. Get rid of these, though. Won't need those. Berserk and Protect Tomes I'll keep. I'm going to keep the Mengosh and the Diamond Shield as well, just for the hell of it. I don't know if I'm going to ever use them again, but, like, just in case, you know what I mean? Just in case I decide to use the Mengosh again. The Diamond Shield is just as good as the other shields that we have at the moment as well, so, like, it's worth keeping just for that, so. And then a couple of cottages, and we still have 296,000 gil burning a hole in my pocket. Thank you, Snowcraft minigame. Okay, so what protects the seal on the tower? Oh, okay, you're not going to tell me, are you? So, we will have to learn that information from the ancient texts, because I don't think any of the NPCs explicitly tell you what to do with the masks. Maybe they do. Maybe this guy will. A cave somewhere on the Mysidian continent, okay. And that's our third seal. So the two seals are the two masks, and then the third seal is the crystal rod, which we need in order to open the entrance to the tower. So, got to place the masks first, and then we will figure out what to do next. This is a arcane labyrinth thing. So we won't worry about that, because we'll go to the arcane labyrinth ourselves later, and then we'll learn all about that stuff. And by that I mean look at maps multiple times to figure out where we're going. Alright, so let's ask some questions, because we've got some new terms since the last time we were here. I think we had Dragoons and Wyverns the last time we were here up to that point, so let's take a look at the other stuff. Yeah, I suppose that's fair. I mean, if they, you know, want to hide the Ultimate Tome from people that would abuse its power, might as well hide it someplace close by, you know. Alright, so this gives you explicit instructions of what to do with the masks. So for the white mask, there's a goddess statue beneath Mysidia. You can offer the mask up. And that will cause a doppelganger somewhere on this continent to stop moving. And then you can stick the black mask on the doppelganger, which is just some sort of dark spirit of some kind. We'll see it later. And then it will destroy the doppelganger and allow you to get into the cave. So, like, it's blocking the passage into the cave. You can go into the first floor of the cave right now, no problem, and pick up the treasure there. And there is some good treasure in there, so it might be worth it to just go there for, you know, for the hell of it, just for the loot on the first floor. But the doppelganger will stop you from going further into the dungeon. But if you have both masks and you fitted the white mask on the goddess statue here in Mysidia, you can go into the cave and destroy the doppelganger, so. Apparently it doesn't know what Ekmet Telois is supposed to be, but let's ask about the Ultimate Tome. This'll get us some more lore! So there's a palace in hell called Pandemonium. Okay. But they used a spell, and probably this is why they had to found Mysidia, because they used a spell that could literally banish hell from the earth after hell spawned on Earth. Yeah, that's a pretty strong spell. So that's where they sealed the Ultimate Tome. There's a tower on that island I showed you on the map, and they sealed the tome that they used to banish hell from the earth inside of that tower. Let's hope it never comes to that, but if it does, at least we'll have access to the spell, maybe? I mean, we have to get through the tower first, but you know. Anyway, down here, the cave down here is actually very similar to the other cave that you can go to on the Mysidian continent, which is the next place we're going. But before we go there, we have to give the statue her mask so she is ready for the soiree. Because she can't go to the party without it. This is a masquerade, after all. So the goddess needs a mask. There you go. Damn, clips on her head like a head crab. But yeah, so the white mask is on the statue, and that is the trigger that you need in order to get the doppelganger to stop moving in the cave of Mysidia. So now we just need to find that cave, and then we should be good. Any NPCs over here by the rolling clouds? Yeah, I thought so. Oh, okay. Did he also break the seal on the tower? How did he manage that one without getting the masks? Maybe we can ask him if we catch up to him. So anyway, to get to the cave, it's right down here. But in order to get there, it's kind of like with Kashuan Keep. You have to go around the mountain range and then in through the narrow passage in order to get there. And there's nothing below it to get in, so this is the only way in, is this part right here. So it looks like we're walking again, gang. So that's what we'll go do. What should I be working on right now? I guess Dispel would be not bad to work on. Holy, obviously, is a great thing to work on. If I had Flare, I'd be working on that for Guy, but the wizards were stingy and didn't drop me a Flare Tome. Not that we need it. We're going to get it in not this next dungeon, but the dungeon after that anyway, so then Guy will have some non-elemental damage that he can work on. And that should help him a little bit. So, Dispel and Haste, basically, and that should be good. Alright, fair enough. Then let's go work on them as we go on our way there. And probably teleport and Toad wouldn't be a bad idea to work on either, so you two can probably double team the whatchamacallit, the bomb in the back, and we'll take care of that. You gotta watch these bomb type enemies because when they lose HP they have a chance of using the self-destruct spell. So you want to try to kill them in one go if you can. If you can't, then they might self-destruct for damage, but it depends too, because like their self-destruct, it goes against your magic defense. It's not going to just inflict flat amounts of damage like in other Final Fantasy games where it just inflicts a percentage of like whatever their max HP minus their current HP is. That's what it inflicts. So it hits against your magic defense, and if it hits against your magic defense and comes up short, you'll just take 0 damage even if they had a lot of HP missing. So it's not really a very strong self-destruct, I guess is what I'm saying. It's kind of a weak one, which is fine, you know, this makes our job easier, I guess. Alright, let's try this again, because Dispel worked pretty well last time. So, and then do Toad, and then do that. And then after that, we'll just let Guy smash the enemy with fire. Okay, didn't work this time, but that's okay. It doesn't have to work every time. Alright, and now... See, and this is the only thing about these guys being resistant to matter, is that sometimes it's tough to just kill them as a result of that, you know what I mean? Because they just kind of sit there taking your hits, you know? It's fine, like, we'll deal with it, but they just sit there. They don't care. I mean, unless you have the Flame Lance. If you have the Flame Lance around here, as you've seen previously, like, Layla's been getting crit after crit after crit with these guys. I think it's because it's Fire Elemental, so it gives her an increased chance of getting a critical hit on that. I'm not 100% sure about that, though, so I guess I shouldn't, like, say that with any definitive evidence, because I don't have it. So, like, it just seems to me like she gets more crits with the Flame Lance because it's Fire Elemental. That being said, she still has to hit through their 200-something defense, and, you know, that obviously doesn't really work very well, so... Uh-oh, cockatrices, but we've got a preemptive strike, so we should be in good shape here. These guys can inflict stone on you with their physical attacks, so you gotta be a little careful of that, but... Yeah, we're gonna be fine. We got this in the bag. And they're not resistant to matter either, so I can probably just cast Toad. That'd be good. I think they got like 300 HP, so they're really not that threatening. Like, I don't know, I feel like the Final Fantasy I cockatrices are pretty threatening, but like... Listen, I've fought a cockatrice in Dragon's Dogma. I ain't afraid of no cockatrices in Final Fantasy anymore. Those things in Dragon's Dogma are scary, man. Like, what the hell? They're just disgusting chicken-looking monsters, and it just makes me want to throw up just thinking about one. I'm going to try hasting Layla, see if she can one-shot this guy with the haste up. I don't know. We'll find out. Yep, for sure. And a strength boost out of it as well. Am I going the right way? Do I have to go further in? I do have to go further in. Okay. I thought it was 2 mountain ranges you had to pass through. So. Brains. I've found the brain. But Brian, what are we gonna do today? The same thing we do every day, Pinky. Try to take over the... Sorry, couldn't help myself. Alright, so we'll cottage when we get closer. Good, 2 agility boosts, I'll take it. How are we doing on agility anyway? 62 for you, that's good. And you've got all your armor on, right? Yep, and you're at 48. That's not bad. I'll take it. 62, 71, 48. We're in good shape there. I think we're doing just fine on our stats, other than Guy's intelligence. We'll just have to keep working on it, and it will eventually work out. Honestly, when I get these little black clan battles, I probably shouldn't just kill them immediately. I should use them to try to get Maria her weapon experience so she can get to level 10 on axes and shields. Because if she gets there, I feel like she'll be in great shape for the rest of the game, but... I mean, I guess that'll happen eventually anyway, because we'll be fighting bosses and all she's going to be doing is whacking them upside the head, but... You know, I feel like it might not be a bad idea to just work on it. Oh, I'm shocked we didn't get into another fight on the way. No, that's fine. Alright, cottage up, save outside, and then we'll head inside. Let's see what we can loot and plunder around here. There are a lot of empty rooms in this dungeon, by the way, that are just monster traps, so just be a little careful when you're wandering around. Basically, if I don't go in the door, it's a trap room, so just so you know, that's how that works. I've already demonstrated what the trap rooms look like in one of the dungeons early on in the game, and they really don't change that much over the course of the game. It's just, hey, what's in this room, you know what I mean? It's just whatever enemies are common within the dungeon. Here's another gold hairpin, so Maria, I guess you can have that for the extra magic defense for right now. Don't really, I mean, Layla, I don't really need to give it to Layla, she's fine, but now Maria's got almost as much magic defense as Firion and Guy do, so that's pretty good. And that should help her. She's got 81 agility with it on and with the Thief's Gloves on. Eventually I'm going to be taking both of those off, so she'll end up with lower agility again, but then she'll just be able to build it all up again anyway, so it doesn't really matter too much. Yeah, see, like a battle like this, I should probably just take out 2 of the Flans and just let Maria and Layla, like, wail on them to see if they can just get some weapon experience, you know? So I think I'll do that. Which one did I have? It doesn't matter. You're gonna do 0 damage anyway. Oh, okay. Well, there's the crit that I was talking about. Almost 1,200 damage. Not even bad, Guy. Not even bad. Firion can't quite rival that with Holy just yet, but he'll get there. Actually, Holy won't ever do that much damage, I don't think, unless I got it to like an even higher level than level 10, but I don't think. Usually with Holy and Flare, that's where I get them in the end game, is to level 10, so... Don't get much better than that, unfortunately. But that's enough, you know. I should probably cast Haste, actually. Watch me say that, and they both get crits, and then this thing dies before I can get the Haste off. Oh, boy. Alright, so we'll let them go for, like, another turn, I think, and then after that I've seen enough to know that they've gotten some weapon EXP. At least I'm pretty sure at this point they have, so... I'll just let them attack anyway, and then just throw another fireball at it when you get a chance, Guy. He's probably almost dead, actually, with that crit, but that's fine. I know he's dead now, so... Another intelligence boost, I'll take it. Not even bad. And let me see where we're at. Okay, so Holy's almost level 7 for Firion. That's very nice, because that gives him a very strong attack from the back row there. Thunder's almost level 7, Scourge is almost level 7. I should probably get those there. Fire I'll probably get to level 8. So this is what happens when you don't get a flare drop from one of the wizards in Fynn Castle, because sometimes I just do. I just get a flare drop at that point and I just use it then. So it's like, okay, I'll just use that, and then I don't end up getting the levels on the other spells, on the elemental ones, because I have a non-elemental one that works pretty much just as well, so I end up using the other spells just for weakness hits, and then there you go, you know. So we got a black garb out of that chest. It's another agility boosting piece of equipment. It's light, and it's got a lot more defense than the gold cuirass. I don't think I want to stick it on Maria, though, because pretty soon she's going to get another armor upgrade, and, well, maybe I'll stick it on her for right now, just so that way she has, like, a really high amount of agility. But once she's, like, because she has 91 agility with this on, so if she gets 8 more agility boosts, I'm going to have to take it back off, because I want her to continue to boost her agility so that it naturally gets to as close to 99 as possible, So that's the plan, and we will stick to it. Oh, it also resists matter elemental spells, if I remember correctly, so she now has protection from most forms of instant death in this game, including the swap spell, if I remember correctly, because the swap spell is a matter elemental spell, so she would be protected from that as well. Layla got swapped, that's fine. The brain actually ended up getting a raw deal out of that because I think she has less MP than he does. So... But she's down at 240 HP there. She didn't really even flinch from it, which is fine. But she'll probably get an HP and stamina boost out of this fight once we're done with it. Because that's a lot of HP for her to just incidentally lose. Excuse me. Yep, there it is. That's fine. Just use a couple of high potions and she'll be good to go. It'll give me something else to purchase, I guess. You know, I'm just going to use the one, honestly. We can probably heal the rest off with a cure when we get HP boosts, so... Excuse me. Is this the correct room? No, that's not the correct room. I want to go one down. I lost my place on the map for a second. I had to do a double take. It's okay. Yeah, might as well just throw a holy. And then see if we can leave one of the black flans alive. Probably, because we'll be able to use fire to get rid of the other one in just a second. I probably should have just had Furion cast Holy on one of them, because, yeah, I was going to say this Thunder's going to kill the rest, so. And this won't do much by comparison. Let's do 100. Yeah, just about. So now we can just, you know, let's cast Dispel on this one. Let you guys keep wailing on it, and then I'm just going to fire the other one. Just to get rid of it. Could cast Haste. I'll probably cast that next turn. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like Dispel is one of those spells that I'm just using it just to use it. Like, I'm using it right now just as an experiment to see if it helps with getting Curse on enemies, but, like, I don't really foresee it having much utility, honestly, because you could get Curse on enemies, but, like, if we hit with most of our Berserks anyway, it doesn't matter if we get Curse on them or not, you know what I mean? I'll just cast Berserk and go to town. Like, if it works out the way that I think it's going to work out in terms of Maria being able to use Berserk, I think what'll end up happening is she'll end up doing about as much damage as Furion and Guy are doing with Holy and Flare anyway, so, like, you know, they'll do 600 to 1,000 damage a pop, so that should be sufficient, I think. Like, if you have a Black Mage cast Berserk, obviously it's going to get a lot more effect on it. You'll end up with, like, 3,000 damage or something like that out of your melee character, but I think that's a little too powerful, so we won't do that. Colonel, it's me! I'm seeing myself! So this is the doppelganger that, they were talking about back in the tome that was talking about the masks. If I had not placed the white mask and come here, I would have had to go back and place it because this thing would have blocked me and also moved everywhere that I moved. So in order to get it motionless, you have to place the white mask, then come here, place the black mask on its face. I don't know why the white mask is still in our inventory, but that's okay. And there goes the doppelganger. So, there you go. And that will allow us passage to the next floor, which is 2, 3, 4. There's 5 total floors, it looks like. Count 'em 5. Let's see. That's an empty room. The passage to the next floor is in the bottom left-hand corner. All the other rooms are empty, but there are 2 treasures for us to get on this floor. And both of them are redundant, but that's okay. I'm just going to blanket cast a life, because I feel like I'm just going to, like, blanket cast a fire here, and it's just going to kill everything anyway. So let's just see how many we hit with a life level 7. Probably some of the low-level ones, but the rest I'm not sure. Okay, well, that'll do it. And then just kill the rest of them with fire. Actually, I don't know if that... Nope, never mind. I was going to say, I don't know if that'll kill the Spectre, but it did. The Spectre re-perished. It became re-dead. Alright, first treasure's right up here. A power staff. Again, nothing I particularly care about, but there you go. And then this one is inside of a room that does not have a passage, like a staircase that gets to it, so we're going to need to look for an invisible wall. Alright, we got Thunder to level 7, so I'll just see if we can get Fire to level 8. Red Souls are here, though, so they're regular enemies now, and they will do the same thing that they did previously to you. They absorb all elemental magic, so the only thing that you can really do in recourse against them is just wail on them and hope for the best. I didn't see which one I had Maria hit. Okay, there we go. So you hit that one, you hit that one, and then we'll see how much damage we do. The Yellow Souls are the same as they were. They'll just cast Fire 5 on you, so I'm just going to let everything kind of cast on me until they run out of MP. Like, if the worst comes to worst, I'll just get a little bit of extra magic defense out of it, you know, and I can heal it off next battle, so I'm not super worried. Alright, so the 2 of you can switch targets next turn, and then that should be good, honestly. Yeah, like, that was a level 8 Blizzard spell. Like, we're taking no damage at all, hardly, against these guys. And I mean, obviously it'll add up as they do it turn after turn after turn, but, like, it's nothing we can't handle. Alright, and then, I mean, honestly, yeah, Furion, you're the only one that can really reasonably deal with the Yellow Souls right now because you've got that non-elemental damage, so... I could have Maria and Layla take care of them as well, but, like... Might as well just hit them with some magic, you know? And that's enough. I think they only have like 20 HP or something, so not really much to deal with. There's a magic defense boost for Layla. So, you didn't get anything, you didn't get anything, you didn't get anything. But that's okay, Layla's up at level 6 magic defense now. I think the invisible wall's down here, actually. There it is. Yeah, there's no way into this room unless you use the invisible wall to get the flame lance there, but it's a flame lance, so like, if you wanted it, you could have just gotten it in Mysidia, you know what I mean? Like, that's not even an upgrade at this point. Uh-oh, Malboros! And Parasites, but Malboros in this one aren't too bad. They don't even have bad breath in this game, which kind of makes it feel like they're not real Malboros, but like, I don't know. It's fine. They've got a good chunk of HP, though, if I remember correctly, so we'll have to deal with that. But I think they're also weak to fire, so we can just deal with that as we go. I want to say they have like 700 HP or something like that. I don't think they quite have 1,000 yet. I think that's the palette swaps that you fight later in the game, but I think they have quite a bit, so... We'll just let Maria and Layla handle that one while Guy and Furion handle the rest, so... Probably Furion can handle the one in the back row, the Parasite with Holy. You guys keep working on that one. I'm pretty sure the Malboros are weak to fire, so we can just deal with them that way. Okay, that was like 200 and 300 and 300, so they have to have less than like 800 at the most, you know? And that is not weak to fire, never mind. But I can go to the Bestiary and see what they are weak to shortly after. As a matter of fact, you know what I'm going to do? Throw some ethers while we're at... we're not low yet, but we're not going to get much more than whatever we're going to get out of these ethers anyway, because Furion's got like 122. Yeah, the guy's got like 133, so... These will get us close. So yeah, this is the first appearance of the Malboros in the series. They're not particularly dangerous in this one. I guess they decided they wanted them to be more dangerous. So there's that high potion back in the next ones, because they definitely ratcheted up the difficulty of them later on. So let me teleport him out, actually, and then you can just attack. Just attack the brains, because I can have Guy cast Blizzard on this one, and then you can attack the Changer, and I think that should get rid of the Changer and the Brain as long as they hit most of their attacks. It's funny, though, because Teleport still has a use even this late in the game when you have Holy, because it can be like, okay, do I have enough damage to get rid of this enemy? If I don't, I can still just cast an instant death spell on them, you know what I mean? So I just find it interesting that Teleport still has a use despite the fact that it's later in the game. And normally at this point it's like, okay, well, Holy's just going to take over for everything, but nope, still has use. Yeah, I think that's why they got Bad Breath later on, Conquer, because they said, okay, well, we gave Bad Breath to this one random enemy that's in a monster in a box that you basically never see for the rest of the game. But it's one of those moves that could be a signature move for something, so let's give it to the guys that are based on the smoking brand, you know what I mean? Like, that's just... I feel like somebody in the dev team was like, no, I think that fits a little bit better, and everybody just rolled with it, you know? So, where the hell are we, anyway? That was letter K, okay. There's another treasure in a random place with an invisible wall, so let's go grab that first, because the other parts of the dungeon just have, whatchamacallit, yeah, there we go. Here's the invisible wall treasure, an ice bow. If you're using a bow, it's a pretty good upgrade. Like I said, it's the second best bow in the game, but you could just buy it at this point, so it's probably not a huge upgrade, you know what I mean? Let me cure, actually, before these things start attacking us. And then, that's not gonna work. Do a fire. By the way, the Flame Lance, despite being fire element, is not the same as a fire element weapon in later games in the series. If you attack an enemy that absorbs fire, it still deals damage. It's physical, but it has an innate fire element to it where it does extra damage to enemies that are weak to fire. That's it. So it's a little bit weird. It's not how you would expect it to be, basically. But that's kind of how it works. Like, the Ogre Killer deals more damage to enemies that are giants, so the Flame Lance deals more damage to enemies that are weak to fire, specifically. So. And it's not much, it's only like 20 more damage, so it's not a huge amount, but, you know, it's there. Alright, I'll just let Furion get rid of that one guy. I think I'll just have you cast Haste, honestly, if you can get it off. And then we'll go from there. We got some magic defense increases in the last battle, though, for not getting hit, which is kind of nice. Sometimes that just happens, and it's helpful. No haste this battle, but, you know. A little weird for sure, but not unexpected considering other weapons in the game, like you said. Yeah, there are other weapons with those effective damages, basically, so, like, I guess they just programmed the weapons the same way rather than making them just flat-out elemental, like in other Final Fantasy games, where it's like, hey, this Flame Lance is just fire element. Like, that's all it does, so I guess they just figured they'd do it that way, you know. Which is fine, you know, however they want to program it. This is an early Final Fantasy, like, it doesn't have to be, like, the best programmed thing on the face of the planet, you know, so. Here's another Ogre Killer. It's in a monster in a box, but that's fine. But if you needed another one, so like if you didn't get one from the shop yet because you didn't have enough money to buy it, you could just buy it now, and that would work out for you. Yeah, just keep practicing Holy, to be honest. I feel like that should work out for us. If I can get haste up before we kill all these things, yes I can, because Guy went first. Equipment weight is kind of weird like that, though. Like, even sometimes the character with the lowest agility might just randomly roll and go first because they just... If you have everybody in light equipment, everybody just kind of rolls similar numbers in terms of like, hey, I'm going to go first. No, I'm going to go first. So, and then you'll end up with the guy that's, you know, apparently the slowest person in the party in terms of agility and ends up going first. You know. That door's fake, so don't go in that way. So. In case anybody's wondering why I have just abandoned it, I'm gonna see if I can get Dispel Toad going on the Malboro. I don't think it's gonna work, but well, you never know. I don't think he's particularly resistant to matter, though, so maybe Curse would have been a better option. Well, we got rid of him, so... Oh, well. Gonna start seeing a little more of that later, though, because Toad becomes pretty prominent. I mean, undead enemies are very prevalent across this whole game, so, like, fire will always be useful, but later on it'll mostly be either Flare or Toad, so... It's like, hey, can Flare kill it? Yes? Okay, cool. Can Flare kill it? No? Okay, well then I guess I'll just use Toad instead. A bunch of rooms in this one, but only one of them... Actually, two of them are correct, because one of them leads to the next floor, and the other one leads to a treasure room. There's actually a treasure room in this area, so... Can I go through the wall here? No. Okay. That's fine. Do the same thing, honestly, as last time. See if we can get that to work. Well, not if you go first, guy. Like, come on now. Let Furion get his Dispel up first. So you got a better chance of succeeding there, fella. See, now, I don't know with Dispel. Like, the wiki says that it works like I've been saying, where it's basically anti-barrier. It reduces the enemy's resistance to spells. So if they're resistant to something, it gets rid of that. I'm still not convinced. Oh, thanks for the ether. That's nice. I'm still not convinced entirely that it doesn't just, like... Because the way that I always thought it worked was that it reduces... It's not like anti-barrier, it's like anti-shell. So it reduces the enemy's... like magic defense, the left number. So like, you know how evasion has that left number and then the right number is a percentage, and magic defense has the same thing, left number, right number is a percentage. The way I saw it, I thought it worked anyway, this is anecdotal, I didn't have any evidence of it, was that it was like the anti-shell, so like it would reduce that number instead of boosting it. Again, I have no hard evidence of this, but that's just the way that I always interpret it. But I don't know, I feel like the wiki would probably have, and I know because people meme on the wiki all the time because anybody can edit it, but like, I feel like the wiki would probably have more reliable data than I would on this game because I can't data mine it. I wouldn't have the first idea about how to data mine it, so like, I don't know. I feel like their information would probably be more reliable than mine would, but it's a wiki, so take it with a grain of salt, you know? So... yeah, I'm just gonna get, I'm just gonna do life on a single target, actually. And, we'll just make it that back row guy. Do a fire on you, I guess, and then get rid of you. I mean, I could have just blanket cast fire, but... you know, it's fine. Wonder if I defend next turn and just get, I guess I could have Furion also cure everybody and then throw an ether with Maria at him. And then have Guy throw his own ether. And then Layla can just defend and we'll get rid of the Wraith next round. Ooh, actually, I'm thinking about it. We're gonna get a very nice spell for Guy to work on at the end of this dungeon, now that I think about it. It's not Flare, but it's like the next best thing that he could get at this point, so... it will definitely help us out, and there's an intelligence boost for him as well, so that's even better, because that means he'll be able to use the spell that I'm gonna get for him even better than he would. Oh good, pick a door again. I love that. Alright, let's go down here, grab this first, then we'll pick a door. No monster in a box for that potion? I'm disappointed. So in this particular case, the door is not what Ed, Edd, and Eddy would tell you, where they would say, I'll take the one on the left. It's actually the center door that has the treasure room. Nothing too special in here, though. Phoenix Down, a gold needle, and then a Bell of Silence, which casts the silence spell, I think. I want to say it's level 16, but I couldn't be asked, honestly, to know, because I never use it. I just sell it because silence is a temporary status ailment, and therefore you could use it and lose it, and then the enemy will just cure themselves the next turn. So, yeah, not a big fan of that one. So. All right, keep working on life because life has been working pretty good so far against these guys. I might as well. I mean, they're undead, so like use the life spell for what its purpose is. Well, technically that's not its purpose. Its purpose is to revive your allies when they die, but you know, I haven't really been dying all that much, so I don't really think we need to worry about that. And then the exit is in the bottom right corner over here, if I remember correctly. Yep, there it is. Go this way. It'd be really funny, actually, if this was just a monster room and it was like, oh, hey, well, we made it look like this was the exit, but it actually is not. Did we establish if flying rays were weak to Blizzard or not? I don't think they are. I'm just going to try and get Toad on them. Do some instant death. Single target style. That's not going to kill. These flying rays are surprisingly tanky. They've got quite a lot of HP. That's why instant death works so nicely on them, in my opinion. You have turned into a toad. That's so nice. Sorry, that was supposed to be Mario. It wasn't a very good Mario impression. Alright, where the hell am I? Right there, and the way forward is a little bit convoluted on this floor. There's a big treasure room on this floor that needs another invisible wall in order to get into, and it's actually right over there, so I'll go there in a second. First, we're going to get a Drain Tome from this chest, but it's a monster in a box. Let's take care of that first. Oh, okay, just another... It's funny how many of these monster in a boxes just end up being a big group of undead enemies. Like, I mean, I guess their remains could just be scattered in there, and then the spirits haunt them when they come out of the box. So. But you just see it a lot. So, I don't know. It's just one of those weird things for me. Life's spell purpose is to revive the target. It just so happens to kill undead enemies. It pulls some utility for us and gives Firion lots of spirit, so that's good. His spirit is doing real nice. Like, look at his spirit. He's at 72, effectively 82 spirit, because at the beginning of the next dungeon, we actually get an item for his body armor, and he'll have all of his armor at that point except his shield. But we get a piece of body armor that's going to increase his spirit by 10 at the very beginning of the next dungeon. So he'll be done with armor, and he'll have effectively 82 spirit at this point, which is very nice. He's not going to be taking that piece of armor off, so it'll basically just be like, hey, so you're just about maxed out. Usually agility on the melee character for me is the first thing that maxes out in this game, so it's surprising that it's spirit this time. Then again, it might not be. Like, it might all of a sudden just hit a drought, and then Firion just doesn't get as much spirit. That did 883 damage. I don't think I need to have Firion double up to kill these things anymore with Layla and Maria. I think he can just do it himself. Alright, so you two do that. See if we can get haste on Maria, and then just, yeah, see if you can get rid of that one. Meanwhile, Firion can just decimate these things now. Okay, that did a little bit less damage. I think he might have hit for a lot of the bonus hits. So, like, the way that damaging spells work in this game is a little bizarre, too. Like, they will hit for their base damage at all times. Like, they'll hit all 7 levels, but, excuse me. The closest way I can describe it is that they have a quote-unquote chance to crit. And by that I mean, your spirit rolls against their magic defense, there's more spirit. And if it's successful, it'll deal extra damage, and it just does that for every level of the spell. So, like, eventually, if you roll a whole bunch of those, you'll just, you know, all of a sudden get a ton of extra damage for no apparent reason on a spell. So if you ever all of a sudden just inflict a massive amount of damage with a spell, and it's like, well, this enemy isn't weak to that, what the hell, what gives? It might just be because you quote-unquote critted with your magical spell, so... More souls. That's fine. We can handle these guys one by one. Firion can just handle that one by himself, although I probably could just blanket cast Holy and get rid of the yellow souls and then just do this. Maybe get a haste going, have you fight the other one, and then the red souls will still be alive at the end of this round, so they can do a little blanket casting. We might get some magic defense out of it. Firion still needs his level, so... I might as well just try and get that for him before we go. And then we'll go. Because we're almost done. We've got this treasure room, and then the end of the dungeon is in the top left corner of this area. There is no teleporter out of this one, though. But there's also no boss, so, like, it's a little bit... It's not nice, but it's also nice, because there's less work to do. You just have to use teleport to get out, that's all. Teleport's real useful, though. Definitely use it. There's that magic defense increase I was talking about. Maria got more stamina as well, so that's good. Is the hole here? No, it's up here then, I think. Unless there's just a staircase and I'm just forgetting it exists. It must be, because otherwise I don't see how I'm getting into this place. No, maybe it's on this side, actually. Because there's a whole nother wall right here. So maybe it's just over here. I probably don't need to use teleport here, but I'll use it anyway. And then... Toad the Changer. I have given this brain a toad. I feel like normally it goes the opposite way around, but... Normally you'd be like, I've given this toad a brain, but... Green got an HP boost there, I wonder from what. Maybe Guy's HP got disjointed somewhere because I got hit by a bunch of spells. I don't know, perhaps. Well, either way, it doesn't matter, we'll figure it out. Alright, so the hole's got to be, like, near the middle. Usually it's near the middle. There it is. Okay. So we'll go down here, we'll grab this. Here's a mini tome. You can buy that in Finn, so at this point that's kind of an old news type of a spell, but if you didn't have one and for some reason you were all the way at this point in the game and you didn't have any instant death for your white mage, first of all, why? But second of all, it's a pretty decent one. It's not as good as teleport because it has, like, 20% base accuracy. That's what it is. Mini has 20 and Toad has 30, so... yeah, it's not really accurate, but if you don't have any other type of instant death, it might not be a bad investment for you. So. Oh, and we've breached 1,000 HP. Guy is the first one to breach that 1,000 HP threshold. He has 1,004 right now. So there you go. Man, this battle's gonna suck. 4 flying rays. I don't really have a lot of great damage for these guys. Although I guess with Maria hasted, they can just about kill one in a single round at this point. I might get haste on... No, I'll have Layla cast Berserk next round actually on herself, because that should be enough to make the difference. Actually managing to get around Maria's evasiveness there. That's surprising. Right, so we'll get rid of the ones in the back row, ideally. We can just get rid of that one because it's almost dead. And let's see if we can get Toad on that one. You cast Berserk on yourself, and then we'll roll with it. Yeah, there's like 4 chests up here. I don't remember if one of them is a monster in a box. It might be. And then after that, we've just got 1 room left. Well, we got to get to the room first, but once we get to the room, we can just go from there, you know. So, I mean, keep hitting Maria. She'll get HP out of this at the very least, so that's not terrible. Keep trying on the Toad, and then just attack. Yeah, no dice. That's okay. Because you two can handle the rest, since Layla's got the 4, really? You're gonna do 4 damage? Well, you can do better than that. Well, probably not now, because I've got the black garb on, so... Well, there's another Toad level for Guy, so that'll help a little bit for getting him extra chances to succeed at casting it. No monsters in a box there either, so not a big deal. More flying rays, lovely! I love when it's just flying ray after flying ray. See, if I had Flare at this point for Guy, I'd probably just cast that, but, you know, here's what I'll do. How about this? So let's have you two cast spells on that one, and we'll just see if Maria and Layla can manage with this one. Probably not. I don't think we're going to kill any of them this turn, honestly, but, yeah, we'll give it a shot. Oh, never mind, there goes that one. Firion hit a whole bunch of extra damage on that one, so now I was going to say, depending on what Guy hits here, we'll get rid of 2 of them, but... Yeah, they're just slightly damaged, that's fine. And then, I should probably work on Scourge, actually, because it's still level 6, so I should probably try to pick it up and get it to 7. It will actually be useful in a boss fight in the next dungeon, so... But the next dungeon is long, so make sure that you grab enough supplies to make your way through it. That being said, you probably won't need a ton of supplies because we're about to get a very nice spell, as I said previously, that will definitely help us with making things a little easier. I guess I could have gone all the way back down and around, but that's okay. The door that we're looking for is that one right there. I'm just going to test the wall and see if there's any way in. There is a staircase down here, so I don't have to worry if there is not a way in, but there might be a way in. No dice. That's okay. I guess it could have been on this wall too, but it's on a level below, so it's unlikely. Oh, there's the Rios again. These are the guys that I was talking about before that cast the bad breath to petrify you. So that's fun. Well, now we can just have 2 chances at instant death work. Probably not significantly high, but you know, it's there. So I wonder how much longer it'll be till Furion and Maria breach 1000 HP now that Guy has done that. I feel like it shouldn't take too long, because we're going to start fighting lots of larger enemies with pretty decent leveled spells, so they might get there, but I don't know. Really, we don't need it all that badly. It's just one of those things. It's just kind of like, if we get it, we get it. If we don't, we don't. We'll get over 1000 HP on both of them by the end game, because despite the fact that we're cruising at the moment, we still have a good chunk of game to go. Like, we got to do the whole Arcane Labyrinth, so that's going to take a little while. And, yeah, so we'll get over 1000. Hell, the last time I played this game, I think I ended up with most, like, Furion and Maria, I think were in, like, the 1600 HP range. Guy was close to 2000, if not over. And then the final party member was, I want to say it, like, 1500 or something like that. Ideally, what I'd like to happen is I'd like for Furion and Maria to not have above 1100 HP when we get the final party member, because the final party member comes in with a little over 1000 HP, so they closer to 1100. So if they're all even, it will look, I don't know, I guess it'll help OCD wise, but you know. Anyway, here's the crystal rod in this chest, and we got another drain tome and an osmos tome as well. Now the drain tome is a non-elemental spell, so if you want Guy to just have a non-elemental spell, you could just give him this. It absorbs the HP of his foes, and it's pretty strong. It's about as strong as a Fire, Blizzard, Thunder, Scourge spell. It's just non-elemental, so if you're attacking something like I want to say a soul enemy will work, but they might be considered undead, so like what happens with Drain is it reverses its effect if they're undead, so you lose HP and it gets given to the target, which is obviously not very good for us, so, you know, be careful around undead enemies. The Osmos Tome, on the other hand, it works the same way. Undead foes don't care because they'll just take your MP, but Osmos is very nice. It's a black magic spell that absorbs the foe's MP. A lot of enemies just randomly have MP that they use, and this, if you level it sufficiently, will take all of that MP. Now, the difference between Osmos and, say, Sap or Swap or anything like that is Osmos is considered non-elemental. It's not Mind Element, it's not Matter Element, so it is not resisted by enemies. And it has the same spell power, if I remember correctly, as Holy, actually. I think it's stronger than Fire, Blizzard, Thunder, Scourge, so it does pretty good damage to the enemy's MP, and if you level it high enough, you could completely neuter a boss because you just take all of their MP right at the beginning. It also obviously has a lot of utility in dungeons because now, as long as Guy levels this up sufficiently, he's an MP battery. He can just, okay, I'm low on MP, let's find an enemy that has MP, I'll just take all of it away from them, and now I've got MP again. So, you know, I wish I could get a second one, because even though it's black magic, I would still give it to Furion so that he could use it, and then we don't need ethers, so, like, well, we might need him for Maria, but yeah, no, Osmos is real nice, and definitely gonna help us out going forward, so that's the second to last spell that Guy needs, and he'll get his last one in the next dungeon, so that's good. We are working our way up. Maria still needs to get to level 10 on axes, but we'll get there. Alright, Furion, let's get out of here, and then we can go to the next dungeon. I will definitely need a map for the next dungeon as well, but, well, before we go to the next dungeon, I need to go back to Mysidia. I probably should have healed Furion before I got into a fight, but it's fine. He's in the back row, so he'll be okay. As a matter of fact, I'm probably just going to cottage after this, and then Let's just do this. And we'll just let you two wail on him while Furion just gets a quick cast of Cure off. Let Maria get a little bit of extra weapon experience, if possible, against this guy. So now Furion entered this battle with low HP, right? So that means he won't have a chance to gain HP and stamina out of this just because you entered into the battle like that. Because obviously that could be pretty easily abused. Like you could just give everybody the teleport spell and then enter into a fight and instantly gain HP and stamina. And that might be a little broken. I mean, obviously there's quite a few things in this game that can make you broken, as you've plainly seen from me breaking the game's difficulty over my knee so far, but, you know. It's just one of those things where the developers did, in fact, think ahead in that department and say, yeah, no, we should probably not allow this to happen. So I think like one more turn, and then we'll, if they can't get through it, we'll let Guy take care of it. Nice, 160 damage. I might just let them finish it if possible, because that crit did monstrous damage. Like that was more than. That was double what you normally get out of Layla. I don't know what the hell you did, but I'll take it, you know. There's an intelligence boost, a spear and shield boost for Layla, so she's at level 9 now. Very good, and Maria got weapon experience out of that as well, so that is also good. Alright, so cottage up. Now, the reason why Osmos honestly could not have come at a better time is because the next dungeon, like I said, is real long, so having access to that spell and being able to practice it a little bit will help us quite a bit in the next dungeon, because then we don't need to buy as many ethers, even though the next dungeon is really long. So I'll probably still buy more than I normally have, but I shouldn't need that many. Although, honestly, 20 might be enough. I feel like we've used like 3 or 4 per dungeon, so I feel like 20 might be enough just to get us through, because the next dungeon's like, God, I want to say about 3 times as long as the dungeons we've been going through, so I feel like if we use 4, then we'll use 12, you know what I mean? So we should be fine with just that. These guys don't have any MP, though, so I'm not going to bother with Osmos just yet. We'll work on Osmos a little bit when we find enemies that have MP. I think that'll be enough to get rid of these guys. Maybe. Yep, okay. So Holy plus Fire can get rid of Black Plans now. Good to know. I will keep that one in mind. I don't think anybody in Mysidia says anything new if you go back at this point, so I'm just going to go back just for the inn and to make sure I have enough supplies to move on, but, you know, shouldn't see any new dialogue, I don't think. We're going to clear through these battles so quickly, we're going to keep getting those incidental, like, HP boosts that they added to the Dawn of Souls in this version of the game. It's just going to keep happening. There's so many flans, though, it's kind of hard not to have it happen. It's just like, well, this is just the first order strategy for flans, you know? Might as well just do it. Get it over with, knock them down, you know? Plus it gives Guy a chance to get his fire spell a little bit higher than it normally would be. It might get to like level 8 by the end of the playthrough. I think it's pretty close at the moment, so let's look. So Scourge is almost level 7, and yeah, Fire is almost level 8. So I feel like Blizzard and Thunder will probably be 7 for the rest of the playthrough, because I don't think they're incredibly useful against a large chunk of enemies in the next dungeon, but I mean, we might get a little bit of experience for them, but I don't think it'll be enough to level them up. Fire should get enough to level itself up, because there's a boss that's weak to it. 2 bosses, actually, in the next dungeon that are weak to Fire. And, yeah, and then Scourge will get to 7, even if we don't use it before there's a boss that's weak to Scourge in the next dungeon as well. So it'll get to level 7, even if we don't use it before then. I'm just going to talk to this vendor, because honestly, he's the one that I'm going to buy anything from if I'm going to buy anything, so... Go. We got that high potion back. Okay, and we got a couple more just randomly. I probably shouldn't have sold those because I might need... Well, no, I don't think I'll need a few more, honestly. We don't need to buy any more cottages because, well, it's a whole dungeon, so, like, you can't use cottages in a dungeon in this game. There are no save points or anything that will allow you to use them, so I'm just gonna not. And we'll just keep the ones we have. So let's get rid of that. Yeah, we can get rid of the Drain Tomes. They're worth 7,500 gil apiece, which is quite a lot, so that's pretty good if you need some extra cash flow. Oh, forgot to say you were going to eat. Oh, that's okay, Marie. Welcome back. Hopefully the food that you had was good. Hear the town theme, yeah. Yeah, we're back in Mysidia. We just finished up the Mysidian cave, so we're back in Mysidia. We're just selling supplies before we head to the tower. Do I get rid of this? Yeah, actually I do, because we have the black garb on now, but I'll be getting Maria's ultimate, quote-unquote, ultimate body armor shortly, so I don't think I'll need it. I'm going to get rid of the Scourge Tome as well. I don't think I'll need it for anything, because if I'm going to put Protect and Berserk on 2 people from here on, I feel like I won't need the extra punch from a poison elemental attack. Like, there's only... I was originally going to save it for Soul of Rebirth, but there's only one enemy in the entirety of Soul of Rebirth that's weak to poison, so, like, I don't think it's necessary. We'll just punch through it with something else, you know? Like, it'll just... If I have to, I'll use Berserk. So are we good? I think we're good, honestly. I don't think there's anything else I really need in terms of... like, we don't need more cottages. I'll hold on to the Gaia Drum. I might just use it, honestly, in the dungeon. Don't think we need more high potions or ethers. I might regret that later. Okay, here's what I'll do. I will buy 10 more of each, and then that's it. We shouldn't need any more. The high potions won't really punch through my wallet very badly. The ethers might a little bit, but like I said, I don't really have anything else to spend money on at this point, so, like, it doesn't matter if it punches through my wallet or not, you know? Alright, but I think we're good, so let's just throw caution to the wind and head to the tower. We've got the crystal rods, so we may as well, you know. Yeah, welcome back. Yes. You are back in time for us to head to the tower. Tower of Power, Tower of Salvation, or Tower at Paradigm's Breach. I don't know, but we're going to find out. It's gotta be one of those 3. Okay, so these ladies are considered undead, so if I used Osmos on them, they do have MP, but if I used Osmos on them, it would just drain my MP, which I guess would be a good way of getting MP and magic for Guy, but let's just kill them the normal way, you know. It's fine. Oh, and actually that reminds me, so what happens if an enemy is using a spell and you drain their MP before they use it? The spell just fails, so... That actually helps out quite a bit, because then it's like, okay, well, the enemy was going to cast a big spell on me this turn, like maybe they were going to cast Death, like if you're fighting a wizard, right? It's like, okay, maybe that guy's going to cast Death on me or something like that, and nope, don't have to worry about that anymore. Just flat out, just, they will fail to use the spell because they just don't have the MP for it, so... Alright, so before we go sail into the tower, I'm just going to get the map up real quick. There is some time to do it when we get to the tower, but I'm just going to get the map up now so that way I can just take a drink when we're... Because we have to use the crystal rod to get in, so, like, I'll take a drink when that's happening, and in the meantime, I'll get the map up right now. So give me 1 second. That'll be there now. That's fine, I guess. Accidentally opened the map in a new window. So I guess the old window's just gonna sit in the background doing nothing. That's fine. Okay, but we have map, so we should be good to go now. Alright, so we'll sail away, and like I said, the tower itself is just inside of this little chain of mountains, so we're just gonna go in there, and we'll be good to go. after we fight Helldivers, I guess, because apparently they want some of what I've got here. Do I even bother casting Holy? I don't think I need to. I think I'll just let Maria and Layla handle it. They can just handle it 2 at a time. These Helldivers, I don't think they can inflict stone with their physical attacks. Not that they'd even be able to hit Maria and Layla at this point, but you know. If they could, I don't think it'll make a difference, so. Another agility boost. How you doing on that, Maria? Are you pretty close? Yeah, 95. So pretty soon I'm going to have to take the black garb back off. So it's a good thing I'm about to get her ultimate armor. Well, okay, I was going to say, why are we stopping? Why do you think? End of the line. Well, that's not good. I was hoping to just get straight into the tower, but apparently we have to deal with a whirlpool first, and it looks like we're getting sucked in. Where the hell are we? Good question. Also, where's Layla? Did she go down with the ship? Find out right now, because we're going to go look. But we're inside of Leviathan? That would explain why this place smells like stomach acid. Also, and speaking of stomach acid, you take damage just like lava floors inside of these acidic pools, so. It's just like Final Fantasy 1, though. It's only 1 damage per tile, so. We've got enough HP. We'll be fine. So. These enemies, though, might be a little tough, because these are upgrades from the regular enemies that we've been fighting, and we don't have Layla here to inflict massive physical damage, so, you know, that might be a little problematic. But Boltfish are the ones that are completely... They absorb electricity, so don't use it on them, obviously, because it won't really work for you. I don't know if Total will work on this guy. Okay, well, it did. Didn't work on his cousin very well, but it worked on him all right. Yeah, it won't be the last time you end up inside of some sort of giant creature's body. I mean, we were already there with Monstro and Chain of Memories just a little while ago, but apparently we're back now, so fair enough, you know. I'm gonna try to teleport out the Sea Dragon, and then we'll have Guy and Maria kind of take out the Boltfish. I don't know if one of them probably won't be able to hit it, because I think that one's sufficiently weakened, yeah, to where it'll just about die, but we'll use a little bit of MP in here. Ah, so now we're going to start getting into the more interesting equipment, specifically for Maria. There's a twist headband there. So this will raise her strength by 10, and it's also resistant to mind elemental spells. So the gold hairpin provides her resistance to electricity, whereas the twist headband provides her, and agility. The gold hairpin provides agility and resistance to electricity. The twist headband provides resistance to mind and strength. So like her strength currently is 24. We equip the twist headband. Should be 34 now, yeah. And that directly impacts her accuracy as well. So right now her accuracy is 84% because of the twist headband. So there you go. That will help her out. Now the axes that she'll get access to later in the game have more accuracy on them. So like right now she's going to need a full set of strength boosting equipment in order to get to that 99%, coveted 99% accuracy. But do these guys have... These guys have MP. Let me sap a little of that, actually, because there ain't no way in hell these things are going down quickly, so... I don't know if that's all of your MP. These Sea Dragons are tough, though, because, especially in a group of 4 like this, it might be a little tricky, because on top of their regular physical attacks, they can also cast Tsunami on you, which is just non-elemental damage on your whole party. It can be quite powerful, so, and they've got a lot of physical defense, so I might even cast Berserk, honestly, to make it a little easier on myself. Get a little Osmos going. Even if you have almost max MP, you could just take all of their MP by using Osmos. Obviously, as you can see, you don't even need a ton of it in order to, a ton of investment in order for it to be really substantially powerful, because it just trashed that guy's MP. So, yeah, there's Tsunami right there. Okay, so maybe I was over-exaggerating how strong it was, but I don't know. I mean, it's some damage, I guess. Alright, we'll teleport this one out, and then we'll see how Maria does with Berserk, and then let's Osmos the last one in case teleport doesn't work. That'll work. That will work right there. So. That's the one that cast Tsunami on us just a minute ago, so... Alright, well, let's see if you have any more MP. Yep. And that was all of it. So you see how he cast Tsunami there and it just didn't work? So that's because Guy just robbed him of all of his MP, and that meant he couldn't cast the spell. He just didn't have sufficient MP to do it. Firion got some more, though, there. And there's another Orichalcum along with a Conch Shell. You would have seen the Conch Shell in other versions of the game already because Minwu comes with one equipped in his item slots, but we haven't seen one, I don't think, just yet. It casts Shell 16, if I remember correctly, on your whole party, so... Not a bad item, but we've got a Shell spell, and we really haven't been using it all that much, so... It's, honestly, might be a waste to even have the Shell spell. But that's okay. We'll just hold on to it. Here's a Power Sash, another strength-boosting piece of equipment for Maria. It's significantly less defense than the Black Garb. The Black Garb was probably, like, considered to be the ultimate light armor piece of equipment in this game, which makes sense. You go into other Final Fantasies, it's generally what ninjas use as their ultimate equipment, so... But the Power Sash also raises strength by 10, so I'm just gonna equip that. I forget if it gives you resistance. I want to say it gives you resistance to poison elemental spells, but I could be wrong about that. Either way, she's got 44 strength now, and that gives her 94% accuracy with her attacks, so that's rather nice as well. I should use Cure next battle, just so we can top off while we're walking around in acid, especially an easier battle like this. This one won't take too long to deal with. Let's cast Scourge. See if we can get rid of the Boltfish this... Yeah, okay. Definitely get rid of it this round if Maria's going to hit for a crit like that. Holy hell. Okay, get a little Scourge damage off, not bad. So Firion's going to be primarily the user of our Ethers now because he just doesn't have access to Osmos. If he did, even with him, I think I mentioned this already, but even with him being a white mage, having access to Osmos would be really helpful for him because then he could just MP battery as well. So, like, you don't even need good intelligence for Osmos to be good. It's just, I mean, Guy's got middling intelligence and it's doing very well for him, so... I mean, it might not do very well for Firion to start with, but eventually it would become very, very powerful, so... Oh, and the other nice thing about the enemies in here is I'm pretty sure all of them have MP that Guy can rob, so that will help, obviously. I mean, look, his Osmos spell's already almost level 2, so... Shouldn't be too bad. Should be pretty easy to level it as we go. A lot of the enemies going forward now are going to be... Oh, good, I have to go through a pyloric sphincter there. Gross. The doors in here. Okay, 1, 2, 3 more chests. Got it. Oop. Took a little excess damage, didn't need to take there. Yeah, I noticed. I was being digested on my way here, so... Who are you guys exactly? Did you all get shipwrecked as well, or... Must have gotten shipwrecked earlier, because you don't look like part of my crew. Okay. Well, maybe we can do something about that. Here's the final strength-boosting piece of equipment, the Power Armlet. We'll give that to Maria as well. Again, it will drastically reduce her agility, but it will give her that coveted 99% accuracy on her physical attacks, which will be very nice because now the Ogre Killer should hit a lot more often for a lot more damage. It should be a lot more consistent with its damage, so... How are these people even still alive in here? That is a fair question, Conquer, and... I mean, I guess the stomach acid only deals 1 HP damage per hit, so, like, maybe that's why. But these people can't have that much HP. It's not like they're wandering around the land just killing monsters like we are, you know? So, I don't know. Anyway, hello, sir. Yeah, I was gonna say, you might be slightly in my way, so who are we? Do you know what the rebellion is? No? Okay. So I don't know how you're supposed to know. Oh, maybe it's just you have to ask him about the Ultimate Tome, actually. Yeah, that might be it. From Mysidia. Do you know about Mysidia? Yep, that's the place. So, we already have the access items in order to get into the tower to get to Ultima. Yeah, I'm not sure how you're supposed to know this, but I think if I remember right, you're supposed to ask him about Dragoons and Wyverns. Are you a Dragoon? You have, I was gonna say, you have the armor for it. Well, I don't know what to tell you about that, man, but... I know everything, sir. That's what's with me. Do you have to show him the Crystal Rod? I think you might have to show him the Crystal Rod. Yeah, there we go. Yep, that was the plan, and then we all got swallowed up by Leviathan, so... Okay, well, we're looking for our pirate captain, but while we look for her, we may as well just have a Dragoon in our party. Why not? So the Dragoon Ricard joins your party. And from what I remember, he's pretty powerful, actually. I'm not sure if he comes with a lance equipped in this version. I think he does. Yeah, he does. He comes with a flame lance equipped. In the original version of the game, I believe he instead comes with a sword equipped, because they didn't really establish that Dragoons were going to be the lance wielders that they are in at that point in the series. But now at this point, they had that pretty well equipped and pretty well like set in stone. So he's pretty powerful. He has, well, it looks like he has 60 strength. He actually starts with 40 because he's got the Giant's Helm and Giant's Gloves on. But he's pretty good. He's got some good stamina. He's got some good stats. He's already got really good weapon levels to begin with, so that definitely helps. I'll give him the gold hairpin to get a little bit of extra agility going on him. Give him the Thief's Gloves as well. I might as well give him the black garb, because that'll just make him set up for a while, honestly. And maybe I'll give him the diamond shield as well, because the golden shield's okay, but it's not gonna... we have some enemies in here that can cast electricity on us. They can, the Boltfish can cast thunder on us, so I might as well just give him something to lower the damage of that, so... Maria using the axe is funny AF to you. Yeah, it's still bizarre. It's definitely not the way that I would normally play this, but it's worked out so far. She's had the agility to, really take advantage of the dodging effect. Really, that's more of a shield thing than it is an axe thing. And now that she has the strength boosting equipment, her axe is going to be more consistent because she's just can hit enemies properly without having, a 70% accuracy rate or something like that. But, you know... I'm just glad that she can finally hit the broadside of a barn. That's rather nice. Alright, so for Ricard, I'm going to give him 2 spells. I'm going to give him a Protect spell, and I'm going to give him a Berserk spell. So fairly similar to Layla, except also Protect. And just let him kind of work on those. He has okay spirit and okay intelligence. It's not great. It doesn't have to be great, really. It's just kind of the way that it is now, it'll work. Maria's got 19 intelligence. Look at the kind of damage she's been dealing with Berserk, so, it'll work out for Ricard, and same thing with Protect. He'll just get some incidental spirit out of it. He's only got 5 MP, though, so we're going to have to work on that a little bit, but we can work on that as we go. Anyway, now he's out of your way, so you can go see what everybody else is up to in this place, so... Oh, okay. Well, maybe we can get all of you on the boat or something, and then we can all escape. So you're not just sitting in here like Monstro. That is not really an option for me. Also, have you seen Layla? Because I haven't seen her. Hopefully she's okay. Oh, that explains... Yeah, I was going to say, that explains why he ate us then, because probably... Oh, yeah, okay, there you go. So this guy must have been looking for the Ultimatome at some point, and he had a crystal rod, and he was with all these people for 10 years, apparently, and they just swallowed him whole. Well, hey, at least it wasn't a fire rod, right? That'd be even worse. Then Leviathan would have heartburn on top of eating all of you. Alright, but anyway, so the way out is up here through this sphincter. Would that be the... Because the pyloric sphincter is the one that goes into the esophagus. So what sphincter would that have been? No, maybe we were in the intestines originally. And then that one was the pyloric sphincter, because this is his mouth right here, so... I don't frickin' know, man. I'll know better once I take anatomy and physiology. Until then, I don't know. You have so many things that you aren't going to use. Yeah, so many items that I can just throw away, and I have so much gil that it doesn't even matter. I can just... I don't need to throw them away, but I definitely can, so... Ricard's a cool guy. Yeah, he'll do pretty well for us. He's got some extra agility now, so that should help him out as well. And, yeah, so all things considered, he should be in pretty good shape with this. I'm going to try osmosing these things just to get the level up. And we'll have Ricard cast both of his spells, because that'll use up 40% of his MP. So he might get an incidental little MP boost there. He's also similar to Joseph. I haven't really talked about this, but the way that they swing their hands when they win a battle, it's different depending on each character in the party. Like Firion and Maria just both put both hands up. Guy puts just his back arm up. And Joseph and Ricard, they put their front arm up. So like in this case, Guy would put his left arm up and then Ricard would put his right arm up. And it's just different for each character. It's just a little bit of a flavor thing, honestly. There's nothing really to it, but it's just there. So, but I just find that interesting that they have a little bit of that difference for each character. It's another one of those little things that just, little details that just adds a little bit of variety in terms of each character. They don't just feel like carbon copies of each other. What even is the anatomy of the Leviathan? I don't even know, to be honest with you. It's definitely not, like, normal, because, like, if it was, we probably wouldn't have started in the intestines and then walked our way back up and out, but I don't know. Either way. You've already osmosed a couple of times, so I think that should be good. Let's just let these two attack and then see what we end up with. If we get thunderbolted a little bit, that's fine. I'll just heal it next fight. We've got a diamond shield on Ricard and everybody else, except for Maria, because she just took 93 damage from that, but, you know, everybody else should be fine. Okay, got some stamina. Ricard got shield and MP. Very good. So that'll get him. It's not much MP, but he really doesn't need that much. He's just going to have Protect and Berserk, so. Wait, are you doing Soul of Rebirth? Remember you said you're doing the Arcane Labyrinth, but you've never even looked up all these years. Yeah, so I'm going to do all the bonus content in this game. It's the only Final Fantasy, really, in the series that I'm going to be planning on doing all the bonus content for, actually, because the other ones, I might do some of it, but I probably won't do all of it. Or I might just skip entirely out on it, like in the case of Final Fantasy X, because if we did all of the bonus content in Final Fantasy X, we would be playing it for a solid year, but, you know, in this game I'm going to play both the Arcane Labyrinth and Soul of Rebirth, so you will get to see firsthand what's inside the Arcane Labyrinth. I can assure you there are no save points, so that at least will be somewhat interesting. Yeah, try casting Protect again. I don't know if Protect is going to be super useful for Ricard, honestly, because at this point in the game, Evasion's a little more useful than defense, but it just continues to snowball like that for a while. But, you know, it might work out for him. Hell, he might get another MP boost out of it, because at this point he's used 20% of his MP. Okay, Protect, Berserk, Evasion, and MP. Those are some fantastic boosts that you just got there, Ricard. Here's a Diamond Shield and a monster in a box. Oh, good, more Red Souls. Alright, well, Firion can take one of them out by himself, so we'll just let Maria do that. I'm pretty sure Osmos works on them because it's considered non-elemental, so let's just give it a shot, why not? Two of them should be down at the end of this turn, and then the one I can just kind of let sit. And I think Ricard's got pretty good stamina, so he should catch up in terms of HP after not too long. So, yep, there you go, right there. That's all of its MP, so it should only be able to use physical attacks on us now. And actually, I'm going to throw an Ether for Firion because we've just been blasting right through our MP in this dungeon. So that's fine. Yeah, that's good. Don't have to worry about Guy's MP ever again, so we'll just throw Ethers at Firion until the cows come home. I mean, this is what happens, though, once you get up to those, like, level 7 or 8 spells, so. You just end up using quite a lot of MP, which is fine, because it just means you'll get more MP boosts. Like, look, Firion's got 147 MP now, so that's quite a lot. And Ricard is... I don't know why Ricard's shield level is off from his, like, sword and spear level. I feel like they should be about the same, but for some reason they're all disjointed. Either way, his shield level should catch up in a while. I don't know if it'll ever be exactly where his lance level is, but it'll probably be close. So, dual-wield lances like you did. Fuck shields. This is why, Kid, you did so badly. You dual-wielded on everyone except Joseph and Maria. That will get you killed, yes. Now, granted, like I said, if I ever do that retrospective video for this game, I was thinking about doing, actually dual-wielding with one character and having them use a sword and a knife, so that way, in the end game, they will have proper amounts of evasion, but I don't know if that's going to be a too little too late situation by that point, because if you don't get good evasion then until you get a Mengosh, and that's like mid-game-ish. So I don't know if it's worth it at that point. And then you also got to think about the fact that the sword that gives you evasion isn't until late game as well. So I don't know. I'll have to figure that part out. I mean, it might be interesting. It might give a comparison for people to be like, oh, okay, he dual wielded for most of the game, and this character has 4,000 HP, whereas everybody else is sitting at 800. I wonder why. So maybe it might be worth it to just do it that way, just to show, be like, practically, this is why specifically. So this is why this happens. So. Anyway, we'll save, because that's not Leviathan, but apparently Leviathan has a parasite in his mouth right next to the ship, so... Alright, sounds like a plan. We'll go back for all those people, and we'll take them with us. After we get ambushed by a roundworm for 300-ish damage. Alright, well, we'll have to do something about that, won't we? Alright, so we'll get haste going, and yeah, you just try and get Protect on yourself. Blink should work a little bit better for you. I would love to get Ricard's Protect and Berserk levels up to about level 5, honestly. I'm not in a rush. He's with us for a little while, so... But I'd love to get him up to about level 5. That should be sufficient for him, so... And then we'll blink Maria. You work on Berserk. This is, by the way, how I was expecting the buffs and debuffs game to effectively go over the course of the game. Like, if I had Protect and Berserk on Layla, the first 2 rounds of every boss fight would effectively be this. Get Blink on both of our front row fighters, have them cast Protect and Berserk on themselves, have Guy get Haste on both of them, and then just wail on them with as many spells as we can fling at them while Maria and whoever else just does their thing. So, like... But I guess at this point we can try working on Dispel and Curse, since... I don't think the Roundworm has any MP, so I'm not going to bother with Osmos, but... We got our Berserks up, so that's good. Yeah, Ricard missed his Berserk, but that's okay. It's fine. Guy, you probably shouldn't do that before Furion gets... Oh, okay, never mind. Dispel going. But apparently Curse works on this guy, so that's good. So now Maria should hit for significantly more damage as a result of that. Because I think if I remember correctly, Curse reduces HP, or not HP, attack and defense by like 20 each. So, yeah, that's quite nice. It might even be more, because Ricard went from doing 60-something damage with no Berserk to doing 600 damage, so... It might cut it in half, like turtle soup. Okay, quite a few boosts there. Not bad, I'll take them. Ricard's already almost at 600 HP, so he's, like I said, he'll catch up pretty quickly. He's got how much stamina? 32? Well, he has 33 now, so... Yeah, he'll catch up, so... He might even end up having more HP than Guy by the time we're done with him, but we'll see. Anyway, that's that. So all the people that are downstairs will come up here with us, and they'll just head out after... I mean, we've cut a path for them, I suppose, from killing all the monsters, so that at least is nice. I was teleporting that guy, so let's just do this. Get an Osmos going. And then just let Ricard attack. We'll just double up on this one. I don't know if we'll be able to kill it, honestly, but... Well, teleport will work pretty good. It should, anyway. And we'll just Osmos away the MP of the other one, so the guy can keep mana batterying. Yeah, so these guys have 80 MP total, so that was all of it right there. These guys' MP is gone. There's nothing left of it. So if they wanted to cast Tsunami, they can't anymore. You're not allowed. I think that should be enough. Yeah, there we go. I'll take that. Yeah, see what I mean? You don't even need to get it to a high level for Osmos to be effective. So that's why I was like, yeah, well, maybe we should try and get it for Furion as well, because he can even make use of it himself, despite the fact that it's not particularly strong. Like, his intelligence isn't particularly strong, but... Why didn't I just do that to begin with? If it was going to work that effectively, why didn't I just do that to begin with? Let's have you defend. Let's see if we can get Ricard to get Berserk up on himself as well, just so we can practice. These guys are like rank 5, so you get quite a bit of experience out of these guys, so that's why I'm trying to kind of let him practice a little bit. It'll let him level his spells quite quickly. And I mean, look, he just did 700 damage to that guy, so that's nice. Extra MP, some agility, another orichalcum knife to sell. So that's good. Alright, so we could go straight for the tower now that Leviathan... Well, so we got rid of the parasite, and for some reason that quelled Leviathan's rage. Probably, I mean, if I had a worm in my mouth, I'd also be kind of pissed about it, but... Yeah, so let's take those people back to Mysidia first. I don't think they ever actually show up in Mysidia, but just for my own, like... Okay, well, we're doing this for a specific... Goodbye, Ricard. For a specific reason. Yeah, so that's what we'll do. We'll just take the boat back to Mysidia. And we will go buy a few ethers because we used a few. So, good idea. Good idea. I have a little bit of water left. Okay, there we go. I don't know if we're going to get as much of the tower done as I'd like to get done with today. I might leave... You know, actually, I'm going to blanket cast fire anyway, so let's see if we can get life going before we blanket cast fire. Nope. Okay, well, Ricard, you're going to sit down on the floor for a little bit. Oh, that didn't kill these guys? I expected that to kill them. Aren't they weak to it? Or did I just get weird? Not a whole lot of... Maybe these are the stronger ones, and I'm just like... Yeah, you know what? These are the stronger ones, because I think the other ones were specters, weren't they? And these are ghosts, so these are the strongest variants of these undead enemies. So apparently a single fire spell is not going to be quite enough to deal with them, but we can deal with them the rest of the way. So. And we'll get a chance to get Ricard some HP while we're at it. Maybe we'll get a little magic defense out of it too. Why not? Yeah, those guys are tough. I definitely underestimated them just now, and now I'm going to use a cottage as a result. Excuse me. Thankfully, they're fairly rare enemies, so you don't really have to worry about them too much, you know. Okay, so, we should have some time. If we go a little... I was going to do another, like, 2-hour, 45-minute long stream today, but if we have to go for a little longer, because the next area is a long area, but I'd like to get to a certain point in the next dungeon. I don't have to get it done, but I'd like to get to a certain point in the next dungeon before we call it a day today. So, we'll see if we make it. There's a reason for it as well, but I'll tell you why. Oh, we got fire to level 8. Nice. I'll tell you why when we get there. Hell, we might not even get there. We'll see. It just kind of depends on how the encounter rate treats me. So. Okay, yep, that's what it was. You know what? Because these are ghasts, whereas the other ones were ghosts. So, and this might be a monster in a box, so we might not be able to run from it. Yeah, this must have been a monster in a box somewhere else on the map, because that's what it seems like to me. It seems like if an encounter was a monster in a box earlier in the game, you just can't run from it no matter how much agility you have. Like, I've had 99 agility on, not everyone, but like 2 characters in the party, and everybody else has fairly high agility, and I just can't run from the fight. It just won't work. Like, we've got plenty of agility. So if I'm having trouble running from fights, certain fights, with as much agility as I have, I can't even imagine what would happen if you were trying to run from a fight when you didn't focus on shields and evasion and agility. I imagine it would not work very well for you, and you just wouldn't use that as an option anywhere. So. Okay, we're rested up. Let's go to the item shop. Buy some more ethers. Sell a few things while we're here. Yeah, so we'll buy 3 more ethers. I'm not even sure if I'm going to use the Gaia Drum. I think I'm just going to sell it. You can buy other ones if you want them from the Tropical Island shop. But I don't think I'm going to use it, so I'm just going to get rid of it. Keep those, get rid of both of these, because Firian's already got one. We've got a Gaia Blade. It's good against enemies that are in the Earth category of enemies, which are pretty much anything that walks on land that is not considered like a magic beast or a sorcerer or anything like that. So there's some enemies that are vulnerable to it. Generally speaking, it'll do about as much damage as the Winged Sword on average, though. And to be fair, it is an upgrade over the Winged Sword, because up to this point, the Winged Sword's been the only sword you've had access to. So the Gaia Blade's an upgrade, but you'll be getting a couple of swords in the next area. So I wouldn't worry too much about it, honestly. I don't need it, though, because I don't have any sword users, so just gonna get rid of it. Got another diamond shield from Leviathan, so we'll just hold on to that. Get rid of this stuff. And then I think we're good. Okay. I might get rid of the Mengosh, honestly. It served its purpose at this point, so I might get rid of it. I just haven't decided if I'm just going to equip that over the Orichalcum knife or what, because, like, Firian's got maxed out agility as it is. He doesn't need the physical attack at all, though, so that's why I'm thinking I might use it, but, like... I don't know, maybe it raises his chance to avoid attacks, so maybe that would raise his agility faster, but he's already getting a decent amount of agility as it is, you know, so, like, I don't know. I'll equip it on him for a little bit and just see what it does in terms of his agility. Oh, wow, you're already almost at level 3 for those. That's not bad at all. So yeah, I'll just equip it for a little while and see what happens. We'll see. Ah, Hilgigas. Okay, time to teleport you to another dimension. And then try to turn one of the bombs into a toad, I guess. Yeah, Maria, she'll be hitting for pretty much all of those hits now because of the strength boosting equipment we gave her. Again, this is normally a situation that's a little bit different for me because normally I'd be all about the, oh no, give your characters agility boosting equipment. It's far better for them than anything they'd get out of strength boosting equipment. But we're in a unique position on this playthrough because Maria has enough agility to get by, so giving her strength boosting equipment actually shores up the only weakness she really has as a melee character. And that's interesting to me because it lets me take the agility boosting equipment and put it on characters that might need it but normally don't have access to it, like Ricard. He has good strength, so he doesn't need the strength boosting equipment, but normally the agility boosting equipment is on somebody else because they need the agility, so now I can just give it to Ricard. It's kind of interesting, actually. It's not... Again, this is not the way that I normally play. Normally Maria's a spellcaster of some kind. But, I don't know, it's worked out okay, so... I will take it. Those guys poisoned you, Ricard. You gotta dodge that a little bit. What do I even do here? I mean, I don't... They're just sea snakes. We're gonna kill them no matter what, so, like, I guess it doesn't matter what we do. So, maybe get a toad going. They're not the sea dragons. I don't have to osmos or anything like that. It's just unfortunate that Toad is still missing, because it means Toad is going to have to get up on levels as well. We might end up with a level 10 Toad spell by the end of the game, and a level 10 Flare spell. Although probably after a while I'll just be like, okay, well Flare works and Toad is not, so let's use Flare instead, you know. I'll heal the poison after this fight. The antidote can actually miss. We've seen that happen with other status healing items where it actually misses if I use it in battle, so... I'll use the antidote after the fight's over. I didn't buy any more ethers, did I? Okay, that's fine. We'll just go in with 27 ethers. It should be fine. And we'll see how it works. But yeah, so now you can sail right through the little inlet to get to the tower. So that's what we'll do. Use a cottage right here, we'll save, and then we will apply Crystal Rod to tower entrance and head inside the Mysidian Tower. With our Dragoon in tow as well. Alright, Firian, apply Crystal Rod directly to the door handle. Nice. That should get us in, and it'll get us some new music. I don't know what instrument that is in the background, but I really like it. I want to say it's like a sitar or something, but I really like it. It kind of adds a little bit of flavor to the background music. It's like an extension of the other dungeon battle music that we've seen before this, but like at the same time it feels like something different, you know what I mean? So, it's kind of interesting. I enjoy it quite a bit. 2 ghosts right in the front door. That's a great sign. Good start, but we got them taken care of pretty easily, so... We'll just, you know, cast a life spell one at a time if we have to. Hopefully we don't encounter like 6 of them at once again or something like that. That would be... Well, actually, I think we only encountered 4 before, but that's okay. So those stairs actually lead us into the tower further. But before we go there, I'm gonna just go grab all the chests on the ground floor. It's not anything great, though. Well, with one exception, it's not anything great, but the thing that is great is real great, so I just need to figure out how to get it, because it's inside of an invisible wall room. It's treasure, but the treasure is in a room that I can't access normally, so... But we'll see. We'll figure it out. There's more agility. Not bad. Regular old staff in this chest, so not a whole lot going on there. But here's the invisible wall for this chest treasure room, and it contains the White Robe, the first of the 2 White Mage / Black Mage robes in the game. So this is Firian's ultimate body equipment. It gives him some extra defense over top of the Gold Cuirass, and it enhances his spirit. It increases his spirit by 10. So he's good in terms of armor now. The only thing he might need at this point is a shield. But yeah, it gets him up to 87 spirit. The other thing that the White Robe does, and when we find the Black Robe, it'll be basically the opposite of this. The White Robe resists all status ailment elements. So body, mind, matter, and death. Firian has resistance to all of them now. And on top of that, because he has the gold hairpin equipped and the ice shield equipped, he also has resistance to fire and lightning. So the only things that can deal decent damage to him elementally now are ice and poison, which will only really see ice in this tower, and poison is practically non-existent at this point, except for, well, that's not true, the ghost can cast Scourge 16, but he's in really good shape in terms of the elemental resistances, so that's the point. Ah, good, more bighorns to deal with, and flying rays as well. But we'll deal with them. I guess try to toad that one? You can cast Protect and Berserk to practice. But yeah, some of these longer battles are going to be the determining factor on whether or not we end up playing this for 3 hours or not today, because, like I said, the tower is fairly long, and it's got several boss fights in it, but we might be able to get to exactly where I'd like to go by the end of the day. But, well, we'll have to see. Yeah, see how that guy only did 9 damage to Ricard there? That was because his Protect actually, well, protected him from the additional potential damage there. I think that Flying Ray should go down to just a little bit more punishment, so maybe we'll just have Guy cast... I guess Fire, just because on him, and then just Wail on this guy. Teleport seems to work a little better than Toad right now, so we'll just use that as our reliable instant death spell. And we'll let Guy just do what he's been doing best for a while, which is just flat-out damage, so... More intelligence, I'll take it. The Protect level went up. The Berserk level will go up next. Is this staff? No, it's over here. I was going to say, is it in this top left corner? But no, it's like slightly west by northwest rather than north by northwest. So we'll do that. You can cast Fire on that one. You practice Berserk if possible, so that way you can get yourself up to level 3 on Berserk, because that will come in handy going forward. There you go. Especially since we are looking to try to raise his MP a little bit. So, like, if he casts these level 3 spells, he's got, what, like 21 MP or something right now? So, extra agility, that's not bad either. He's got 20 MP, so, like, the more he casts them, the better off he'll be. Here's another regular old staff. Don't know why they're giving them to you at the beginning of the tower, but there you go. Ah, the environment changed a little bit. It's a little more fiery in here now. Fair enough. There's a room in this area to the top left-ish that's not top left. It's more like the very top of the room, like right there. There's a door there. It's an empty room, though, so I wouldn't bother. Here's a flame bow. Not as good as the ice bow. And a flame lance. There's some fire elemental enemies in here, though, so, like, I don't know if I'd bother with that, you know? I mean, it's not bad against these vampire girls because they're weak to fire, but otherwise, yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'd bother. We've got the Flame Lance equipped, though, so we may as well, you know. I probably shouldn't have cured there, honestly, because I probably could have gotten an HP boost for a card, but now, most likely not. Oh well. Found a little invisible wall there, though. You know what I might do, actually, because the Final Fantasy Wiki, and again, it's a wiki, so, you know, we're memeing on the fact of whether or not we can actually post on it and get reliable information. What I might do is I might go back onto the wiki later on and just look at my playthrough and just post all of the invisible walls that we found over the course of the playthrough so that way everybody else has access to them. I don't know if that's necessary, but, I mean, it might help somebody later, you know? So I figure, why not, right? So we'll just blast the Chimera with some holy magic, and then send him to the Shadow Realm after Ricard takes care of the Spectre. Might get blazed once by one of the Chimeras, but we'll get rid of the Death Flower. And then we should be good. Didn't even bother. Alright, that's fine. I could Dispel and then Curse, but I feel like at this point that's kind of a moot point. I might as well just teleport. Well, I don't even need to teleport, actually, because Maria and Card should be able to take care of that guy, and Guy can take care of that one. You know what Guy can do, actually, is he can Osmose the Chimera's MP away. So let's do that. We'll have you two take care of the Death Flower while you Osmose away the MP. Because the Chimera can't really hit me at this point. I mean, he might be able to hit Ricard, but if I Osmose away his MP, he won't be able to hit anybody, basically. So, like, he'll try to Blaze 7, does nothing. Guy's back at full MP. And, I don't think Ricard's gonna get a chance to cast. He went first, but, like, anything would have killed that thing at this point, so, like, I might as well just get rid of it, you know. Oh, I got my antidote back, nice. There's an invisible wall here, yep, okay. So, oh, I gotta go up. There's a chest up here first. Not anything that well, actually, no, it is something I care about. It's a second Flame Shield. And like I said before, Barrier only gives you ice protection at the very end, so you gotta be, you might want to try to put those flame shields on people because they're the only way you're gonna get ice protection outside of, like, a ribbon or something like that later on, so. We're blanket casting Teleport and Toad. I don't know if it's going to work out for us, but we're blanket casting it and just seeing where we end up. Raining Frogs! Okay, we got one. I'll take it. Missed with everybody else, but we'll see how Teleport does for us instead. Obviously, blanket casting these spells is not very efficient, so I wouldn't do it if I were all of you, but hey, I mean, that did okay. That's Confuse 16 on the whole party. Yeah, I figured it was going to hit somebody. Oh, guy's still affected by it. I can Basuna that. I have a Unicorn Horn, so there we go. And then just get rid of the imps. I'm going to have you guys double up. I don't know if it'll get rid of the imps otherwise, so. Raining Frogs. Truly something horrifying. Yeah, not really what I'd want to see if I was my enemies, but hey, there you go. That's how we roll, apparently. 6,900 gil. Nice, I'll take it. So those imps can be kind of troublesome because they have those nasty status effect spells like Confuse, and I think they have Stun as well, but it's all temporary status ailments, so it's not really anything that you have to be super concerned about, you know? So. Just one Werewolf. All of you should be able to get rid of him. I don't have to even waste MP. Furion can get agility for nothing at all. Just stand around and grab it. That's probably because the Mengosh is equipped, honestly, but yeah, we're all in the 50s and 60s on our agility. I'm pretty happy where we're at with it. It's not to the point where we're just going to get preemptive strikes every single time, but that might be better, honestly, because then it's less like, I don't know, it's less, I don't know, it's less broken, I guess. Those doors are all fake. They're trapped rooms, so don't even bother. This is real lava, though, rather than stomach acid, so. And this door is the correct one, which will take us one way to this other side of the room. So if you didn't get anything in the other sections of the room, well, you're not getting it now. Unless you teleport out. You can teleport out if I remember correctly, but yeah, you'd need to teleport out in order to get it. Uh-oh, basilisks! These guys are dangerous because they have the Gaze spell, which can turn you to stone. Just like the cockatrices. And I think they might have Fire 16 as well. I'm not 100% sure about that. It's either Fire 16 or Blaze 16. They're weak to Blizzard, though, if I remember correctly, so we should be able to get rid of them. You don't even have 1k HP on anyone but Guy. Kid you would have said that I was cheating. Honestly, I might get people saying that I'm cheating in the comments while I'm doing this. If these ever pick up on traction and people start watching them like a lot, people probably will be like, no, what the hell, man? Stop cheating. Like, no, I'm using the game's mechanics to my advantage. I don't know what to tell you. So... Extra magic defense, that's not bad. That'll definitely help. And I guess you can get it from the lower level spells as well, because that was Gay's 5 and she still got magic defense. She's got 8 magic defense now, everybody else has got 6 or 7. Okay, so Ricard's only got 3. So if anybody's going to get turned to stone, it's definitely going to be Ricard, but, you know. Do I need to... I can heal, yeah. Alright, I didn't see if Blizzard did massive damage. I don't think it did, because the guy lived, so I'm just gonna... No, you know what it is? Excuse me. The Basilisks, I don't think, are weak to any elemental damage. They have palette swap cousins later on that are weak to elemental damage. That's what it is, so... but we don't need to deal with that right now. We need to deal with werewolves, so we will do that. See if I can get one to a toad. I think I need to double up to get rid of them, because we don't have quite enough damage to get rid of them in one shot just yet. And toad didn't work. Someone did that not long ago in one of your Mega Man Battle Network 5 videos. They told you were cheating? Oh, what the hell? That's not cool. Like, come on. What do you... Like, why would I... Like, there are certain situations, like, where you can kind of tell if someone's cheating in certain games. Like, there's... I looked up a while ago, I looked up a long play of... I don't know if anyone's gonna know this game, but there's a GBA game that my brother and I used to play all the time. It's called Yu-Gi-Oh! Rechef of Destruction. We're really going blast from the past with this one because I don't know, like I said, I don't know if anybody's gonna know that game. That game was grindy as hell. You had to, because you started with a shit deck, and in order to get anything good, you had to do like tons of grinding in order to get anything done in that game. And so I looked up a long play just to see, or a speed run, just to see if there was any better way of playing the game. And there's a long play of it on YouTube that's only like 6 hours long. I was like, wow, that's pretty good. How'd they manage this one? Turns out they had cheat codes on the whole time. So like that's why they were able to beat the game that long, because they just, it wasn't that they had cheat codes. I think it was that they gave themselves like 4-star cards right at the beginning that had massive attack power or something like that. And it's like, okay, that's not cool, guys. Come on now. Don't do that to me, please. Like, seriously? Oh god, Rechef? That was the grindiest GBA Yu-Gi-Oh! By far. Oh my god, yeah, for sure. Like, holy hell. Clearly didn't watch all of them so they could see how your chip folder evolved. Said that there's no way you'd have so many S-code chips by halfway through the game. S-code's literally the easiest code to build in Battle Network 5. Yeah, I think they just need to watch the rest of the videos. And they did it in like 3 videos in a row, too. They must have just had a vendetta. They must have just been like, I can't win at this game. It's another one of those misinformation things. You know what I mean? It's another one of those things where it's just like, hey, so, no, do your homework and you'll understand what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. Oh, you guys can one-shot the imps? Holy shit, I better be attacking them physically from now on. Never mind, I don't even need to osmose them. I mean, I should, because they've got MP, but, you know. I'll just do it when there's too many of them. There's Guy at a magic defense increase. Furion should get his pretty soon. Jesus Christ, the encounter rate in this room. I need to be walking in the lava more often. I'm not getting into nearly as many encounters. Yeah, why don't you osmose one of the imps back there, actually, while we take care of the werewolves. There we go, that's all 100 of his MP. See what I mean, though? Like, it's a level 3 spell, and I can get all of their MP. Like, oh my lord. Now, that being said, the encounter rate in this room is atrocious, but I think this is the last room in this section of the tower. Like, there are multiple elemental sections to this tower. So there's, like, this is the fire section. You can take one guess as to what's going to be the next section. And after that one, there will be another elemental section, and then there we'll go. I'll take that. Thank you, fellas, for all the MP, and now you should be able to die to my physical attacks. S-Code is literally so easy to build that you default to S-Code every story run of Battle Network 5. You have such good chip options, and some of them hurt like hell. Then yeah, I mean, you might as well, because then it's just playing efficiently, you know what I mean? So, like... I don't know how you'd see that as cheating if you're just playing efficiently, but I don't know. Like I said, it's one of those things. People might say it about this playthrough as well. So, a lot of flame equipment that we can gain access to here, but nothing that I particularly care about. That being said, we've made it through the first field test. Now we have to deal with the, well, not test, but the guardian of the fire section of the tower. So we will do that. There are 3 guardians in the tower, and we have to deal with all of them on our way up. So that's what we're going to do. I'll just heal in the fight. I don't think I need to worry too much about that. Like, we'll get all our buffs up, and we'll just let Firion use Cure at that point. Okay. By the way, if you're planning on getting the Confused Tome at any point in this game, this guy here, who's going to be a sub-boss in a second, and the third boss of this area are the only 2 enemies in the entire game to drop the Confused Tome. So if you want it for your collection, you're gonna need to fight these guys. Now, they appear as regular enemies, like, I think in the final dungeon, if I remember correctly. But for now, they're the only 2 sources of it. So if you want them, you might have to reset these fights a few times in order to get a Confused Tome. I wouldn't recommend it. It's confused. It's not very good, but there you go. So you remember Hilgigus? Here's his fiery cousin. Let's actually get Blink up on that card. We got a preemptive strike, so this is going to go pretty easily. We're just going to get all our buffs up and then just kind of annihilate him, but, you know. At least we get to listen to the fierce battle music again. That's nice. What the fuck? I'm so glad Legend 2 did Final Fantasy 2, but better. Yeah. It's just one of those things, you know what I mean? Like, like I said, it's like they noted the things that worked and the things that didn't in Legend 2, and they just improved upon them, you know what I mean? So that, at least, to me, helps. Because we wouldn't be getting preemptive strikes on the bosses if, you know, this was Final Fantasy Legend 2. Well, we might, but it wouldn't help us nearly as much as it is for this. Like this, we're gonna become completely unhittable except for with his boulders attack in about 2 seconds here. And then I'm just gonna Osmos away all his MP and he can't throw boulders at me. There's a boulder attack there. Ow! So yeah, that hurts a little bit, but... You know, do I even Cure now? That'll get Ricard an HP increase, so I don't think I do. I think I'm just gonna cast Holy and... Actually, I'm not going to cast Holy, because honestly, Maria and Ricard are probably just going to take care of this guy by themselves with their position. Oh my god! Okay, Maria! Slow down! That was all of his HP, and then 7 more. Jesus Christ! Now, I know he was a Hilgigus, so Ogre Killer is an effective weapon on him, but, like... Okay! Well, there we go. Maria, hell yeah, like, oh my lord. Looks painful AF in this version. Yeah, because, I mean, it just slams down on your head. You fall flat on your face. It's probably pretty painful, but not quite as painful as Maria's counterattack. Like, oh my god. That was atrocious. Let's do that 2 more times now, and we will get through this place in no time at all. I know we're almost at 3 hours already. Well, 2 hours, 47 minutes right now, but, you know, that should be fine. I think there's an invisible wall here, too. Yeah, there is. And this actually leads directly to the door, if I remember correctly. Where does that go? Oh, that leads to a treasure. Okay, so I don't actually want to use this just yet. There are some treasures, multiple treasures on this floor. None of them particularly great. Ice Shield's okay, but we can buy it, so... So we're in the ice section now. Take one guess as to what the boss will be. But yeah, so we'll just deal with this. It'll be fine. And we'll pick up all the treasures, and then we'll go from there. There might be another invisible wall, actually, though. Like, there's a door down here that'll lead to an upgrade for Ricard, so I'm gonna go grab it. And then we'll go from there. It might be worth it to keep the Flame Lance equipped for a little while, though, while we're here, because there are enemies in this area that are considered ice. They're weak to fire, so basically keeping the Flame Lance on might not be a terrible idea. So. Yeah, that'll do, Firion, that'll do. Like, these bombs are weak to fire, for example. They're not ice enemies, but they are weak to fire, so it's not a bad idea to keep the Flame Lance equipped. Let me see if this is an invisible wall. Okay, it's not. Alright, so we'll just go the long way around. Not a huge deal. Okay, this battle might suck a little bit. We'll just blanket cast Life and hope for the best. And then I'm probably going to have Ricard practice a little bit because I can get rid of the Killer Mantises pretty easily. And then this might get him some MP because he's going to use 6 of his 20 right now. So. Alright, got most of the Vampire Girls. That's good. Sorry, this is not a Monster Girl anime. You're not allowed here. Go back home. Surprising that I'm finding the Killer Mantises in this section, though, considering they're weak to ice. Like, I would think that they wouldn't be around this section. They'd be in the fire area or something. Then again, I suppose they're bugs, so, like, you know, they wouldn't want to be set on fire. I mean, they're not weak to fire, but what bug wants to be set on fire, you know? A fire ant, I guess? But... Alright, Ricard got MP anyway, even though he only cast one of his spells, so I'll take that. These ice spikes will also damage you 1 HP per tile, just like the lava floors, but I don't think the encounter rate on this floor is nearly as high as it is in the other floor. But there's an Ice Lance. It's an upgrade over what Ricard has currently. Quite a bit, actually, but I'm going to refrain from equipping it just until we get off of the ice floors, which is like... We'll go back down, we'll get the 2 pieces of equipment, then we'll come back up to this floor, and then that'll be just about it, honestly, so, for the ice floors. We got a preemptive strike. I might as well have Ricard practice Berserk while I have Guy practice Osmos. And then we'll kill them on the run back next turn. Thank you, I'll take that. I just love how it only is a level 3 spell, and it's just like, okay, here's all your MP. Thanks. Defend, and we'll see how much Berserk does for us. Because I think these guys only have like 400 HP, so they're not, and they don't have a lot of defense evidently, so like we can just carve through that without too much trouble. Maria's still getting agility boost. That's good. She's gonna need them now that she's out of agility boosting equipment. She's got what now? Like, okay, 68. We're getting pretty close to that good number, and then it'll only be 30 more after that good number once we get that, and then she'll be at 99. I think, honestly, 99 agility on Maria, and maybe even Firion, should be doable by the end game. Guy might get there, but it's kind of 50-50. The rest of the casts, probably not, especially considering the fact that Gordon is not in the party anymore, so he definitely won't get it. Minwoo's doing his own thing, so I don't know if he'll get it. He's quite... If we get him back in the party at this point, he's quite a bit behind, so, like... It will take a lot of effort to get Minwoo to 99 anything, let alone 99 agility, so... Oh good, Toad worked, perfect. Coming into its own now, I hope. Alright, that's fine. And that wasn't even with Protect on. Wow, that's sad. The amount of gil we're getting from all these fights, though, is absolutely ridiculous. Like, what are you going to spend it on at this point in the game? Elixirs? Probably. I think that's about all I would be able to spend it on, honestly. Like, what else would I spend it on, you know? At this point, that's just about all I've got. Maybe I Toad the Chimera and I Life the Revenant. The Revenant will die in 1 hit, though, so maybe I'll just teleport the Chimera. And we'll let you do that, and we'll let you do damage, I guess? Or do I Osmos again? Osmos is already level 4. I don't think I need to Osmos anymore. I'm gonna go with Fire, just because I think they might be resistant to Fire, but Fire is the closest of the 4 elemental spells to get to level 10 at this point, so I might as well keep trying, you know? Teleport's also level 8, so it might get to level 10 by the end game, because there will still be situations where Teleport will be useful going forward, so even with Holy where it is. So. Getting HP left and right, like, we're just getting a lot going on here. There's some ice armor. Heavy equipment, not worth it. Ice gloves, heavy equipment, not worth it. Ice shield, pretty okay. Ice lance will be good when we get off the stand floor. I don't remember if the encounter rate on this floor is high as well, because there's a lot of, like, whatchamacallits, there's a lot of flooring issues. You just attack physically. What was I having you? I think I'm going to have you hit the Death Flower, actually, because you two should be able to take care of the Spectre. And this is a preemptive strike if I looked at that right, so, like... Oh, I was having you Holy the Chimera. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, we should get just a little bit of experience for Holy going forward from each fight, and once it gets to level 10, it's pretty hard to raise its level beyond that point. And ideally, we won't like, oh, well, Furion's already got Holy to level 10. Guy, you just got Flare and it's at level 1. Good luck, you know? Like, hopefully that won't happen. But if it does, Flare won't take very long to level up, so... Alright, but Furion got some magic defense out of that. He was missing it before, so good that he got it. Another preemptive strike. These are starting to become more and more common at this point, aren't they? Alright, you two double up on the Hill Gigas. I'm gonna Thunder the bomb, actually, just for the hell of it. We don't get to see Thunder very often now, unless the enemies are casting it, so as well, you know. One more treasure on this floor, and then we'll fight the second Guardian. I do like the Thunder spellcasting animations, though. They feel very powerful, just because of, like, the sound effects that happen around them, you know, but... I don't know. After a certain point in the game, you just don't get to see them very often. Thunder and Scourge and Blizzard kind of get a little bit put off by the end game, you know. Furion, how close are you? 90 spirit? Oh my lord. These people are crazy, man. Y'all are out of your mind. Like, this is nuts damage that you've all got going on here. Is this an invisible wall? No. Okay. Is this an invisible wall? Yes, yes it is. And actually, I'd rather take it this way because this leads us to the only other treasure on the floor and very close to the staircase to get out of here. An Ice Brand, it's another sword, so it's like the Ice Lance, it's an upgrade. We got a Flame Sword earlier, so that's like an upgrade as well, so to the equipment that we already have. So. It might be worth it to Osmos these Basilisks as well, now that I think about it, because then they can't cast Gaze on me, and I don't have a chance of like, okay, well, Ricard is stoned now. I mean, I don't know how long he was in Leviathan, he might want to get stoned. But we'll, we won't promote his drug use, let's just do this right, shall we? So I think we'll end up at a little bit of length on today's episode, but we should... I think it'll be about 3 hours, 15 minutes by the time we're done. It shouldn't be too bad. It'll be a little bit longer than usual, but we can just go for a little less length on the next episode if that's the case, you know. Yeah, see, there you go. There's his Gaze. Took all his MP. Can't do anything with it. Goodbye. God, Osmos is so good. Why isn't it this good in other Final Fantasies? It's okay in other Final Fantasies, but it's not this good. Like, holy man. I mean, I know why it's this good. It's because it's non-elemental, but, you know. Ooh, the next floor is kind of a bizarre one. Oh, good. Good to hear that that's not soundproofed from the... It's funny, because actually the trash bags that I was talking about earlier that I used to keep the bugs out somewhat soundproofed the room. Obviously did not soundproof it against motorcycles, but somewhat soundproofed the room. Alright, let's give Ricard another Ether so he can cast Protect and Berserk on himself. Furion's fine, he'll be good. Let's do that, and we'll cast Cure somewhere in there as well. If Maria doesn't one-shot this boss as well, which is distinctly possible. So... this Gigas, by the way, does not have the same drop table as the other ones, so you won't have a chance of getting a Confused Tome out of this one. Although this one might be able to drop a Flare Tome now that I think about it, so hey, maybe we'll get it a little earlier than usual. I don't know. Again, I'm just glad that we get to hear the Fierce Battle music for this one. That's like one of my favorite tracks in the game, so I am always down for it. It's just so triumphant, man. It's like, you've got this. You have done massive, massive amounts of damage all the way through, and this guy will be no different. Buff up and kick his ass. That's just what the music says to me. It sings to me. It's enough to make a man want to destroy a boss like this. I guess I haste. Why not? I was gonna cast Fire because this guy's weak to Fire. The Fire Gigas is weak to Ice, but... I don't think we'll need it. I might cast it next turn, or I might Osmos him. I'm not sure. Alright, we are all buffed up. We can heal and go for the attack. I'm going to Osmos him, just see if it works. If it doesn't, because Maria one-shots him, okay, that's fine. I'll take it. Okay. Okay. And that's it. Yep, Oh, Berserk is too strong. They need it not in this game. It's just too strong. Oh my lord. And that's on the person with minimal amounts of intelligence. I need to be clear on that. She has 19, 20 now, 20 intelligence. Can you imagine what would be happening if Guy had more intelligence and he was like your actual black mage and he was casting Berserk single target? Like, everything would die. Like, just everything would fall over. So like, that's your first order strategy. If you're having trouble with Final Fantasy II, get a black mage, have them get intelligence boosts, and then just have them cast Berserk on your melee fighters to buff them, and you don't even need to buff them 4 times like you had to in Final Fantasy I. Just buff them once. Done. Game over. So, you can hit the Spectre, he'll die in 1 hit. We can do this, and then you can hit the Revenant, and he'll die in 1 hit. I should have put the Ice Lance, actually, because even with it not doing effective damage against undead enemies, the Ice Lance will still be strong enough physically to just do that to any undead enemies that we fight. So. I should have Furion use an Ether, actually, this turn. No, not an Elixir. We don't need that much. Actually, yeah, no, you can't cast Osmos. Haste is already at level 6, so you just stand pat, it's fine. So let's give Ricard the Ice Lance after this fight. That'll be good. So who got an MP boost in that fight? Did Furion get another one, or did Guy get one? I didn't see. I wasn't paying attention. Let's find out. No, Furion got it, and I think Guy got one somewhere along the way as well, because now they're pushing close to 200 MP each, so that's nuts. Way more than we need. Alright, Ice Lance a go-go. And actually, Ricard's not doing bad on his resistances either, because he's got resistance to electricity from the Diamond Shield. I guess he's doubled up with the Diamond Shield and the Diamond, or the Gold Hairpin. And then Matter from the Black Garb, but I don't know. It doesn't really matter too much that he's doubled up. Alright, so there's a split in the path here, but the paths to your up and down, so to Furion's left and right, are actually just dead ends, so I wouldn't bother. There's also 2 doors on the right wall there. They're both fake. And obviously that south path is also a dead end, so don't take that. Just want to go around this way, and then we will find the place that we are looking for. Let's see. 2 Revenants, okay. I'm not real worried about the Spectre, honestly. So let's just get rid of the Revenants around him. The Revenants are the ones that can deal, I think, a little more damage, because they have a little bit more damage potential than the Spectre. I might eat my words in a second, but that's fine. If it happens, it happens, you know. Get rid of you. And then just physically attack this one. Goodbye. One more chest on the floor. I think we got an elixir in that other chest, so that's quite nice as well. Another preemptive strike. We'll practice Osmos, because why not? There's Maria and Furion and Ricard can all just annihilate these guys in 1 hit at this point, so we'll just grab all your MP, sir. Thank you for being a good sport about it. Did Furion get stamina somewhere along the way? Because I feel like Maria should have more HP than he does at this point. But, you know, actually, no. Maybe it's because he just got his incidental HP increase, and Maria hasn't gotten hers yet. So maybe that's why. I was going to say, wow, they're within 1 of each other again. Of course, Ricard is already practically caught up, so he's already going to, like, next level, he'll have more HP than both of them, so it's crazy. Yeah, she's actually quite a bit ahead because she's got 3 more stamina than Furion does now, so alright, I'll take it. Here's a Wizard's Staff. It's an upgrade over the Mage's Staff. The Mage's Staff casts Thunder 5 when it was used as an item. The Wizard's Staff casts Scourge 16 when used as an item. Now, this might look like a monster room, but it didn't send you to the center of the room, so that's your hint to say, oh, it's not a monster room, it's just the way to the next floor. So there you But yeah, so it'll cast Scourge 16, which may sound like, oh, that's awesome. Like, why do you need to have the Scourge spell if it's going to cast Scourge 16? Well, hang on. Okay, just making sure I am where I actually am on the map. You don't want, it doesn't cast Scourge 16 the same way as a single target Scourge 16. It casts a multi-target Scourge 16 that always hits as if it was multi-targeting. So like, it'll only ever do, even on a weakness hit, it'll only ever do like 300 damage at the absolute maximum to an enemy that's weak to it. So I wouldn't bother. It's not great. Just, if you're gonna use Scourge, just cast it as a spell. I don't think I need to heal that off. I guess I'll cast Life on the Revenant, and then you two can double up. Maybe you can Osmos that one, just in case. Just to practice. Didn't think this one through, I'm out of water. But that's fine, we'll make it. Won't be too much longer. There's this floor, the next test, and then I think 2 more floors, and then that's it. And we will call it a day. Alright, Hermes Shoes, so that'll cast Haste on you if you use it as an item. I think it only has 1 use, though, so I wouldn't use it too much. That door's fake. 1 more here. This one is a Unicorn Horn, which is another Basuna caster for you. So if you ran out of the other one because you've been using it quite a bit, well, now you have a second one. We have 2 that we can just play with now, so I'm not really super concerned about that. So, and might as well use the last potion just to get it out of my inventory. Alright, and exit is in the top left corner, so we'll head for that. You just do that. Double up on the Death Flower while we Osmos practice on the Chimera. Because we might as well. Guy probably won't have quite as many, oh, okay, I guess I hit the Revenant. I'll take the little blessing, that's fine. Yeah, Guy probably won't have as many upgrades to his MP after this as Firion will, because Firion's just regularly going to be casting spells at level 7 or 8 from here on out, so... but Guy has Osmos if his MP starts to get low, so like he can just do that. Whereas Firion has to use Ethers, unless I find a second Osmos tome somewhere. Alright, here's our 3rd Guardian, so we're making good progress, and yeah, I think we're good. I don't think Ricard needs an Ether, he'll just use Protect and Berserk, and then we'll be good. This party is so efficient, though, like, that I've got all the spells that I actually want on everybody, so, like, except for Flare, like, that's the only one that I really want that I don't have at the moment. We're getting Preemptive Strikes up the wazoo, so, like, there's that, too. We got Haste, like, there's just annihilation. It's just whatever we hit, whatever we fight, it just gets annihilated. So. I could definitely see us taking this party all the way to the end of the game. That is for damn sure. There ain't even a question or doubt in my mind. How do you keep preemptive striking mini-bosses? What sorcery is this? That is the power of agility, my friend. Agility is a drug in Final Fantasy II, and when it hits, it hits. Ow. Yeah, it hits like that, actually. Okay, so I'm not even gonna bother. I'm just gonna whack him upside the head. If we get the Osmos off, cool. If we don't, we don't. Oh, most of your Berserks must not have hit that time. All right, well, the Osmos will actually go off this time. I'm gonna actually have to try now, because he still has some MP left after that Osmos. Ow! Okay, well, never mind. I talked shit, and now I'm getting hit. That's okay. Finally, a worthy opponent. Our battle will be legendary. They're fast as fuck, boy. Yeah, pretty much. Oh, okay, Maria just didn't hit too hard last time. That was all. She whiffed a few of her attacks, or just didn't get a crit. I don't know. Got some MP, though. Haste and Osmos, Agility. Ah, okay. So, we're gonna get this in, like, 2 floors anyway, so it's not a huge deal that we got it now, but we got the Black Robe out of that guy. That is the counterpart to the White Robe, and we're gonna give that to Guy right away instead of his Gold Cuirass. It gives you 10 extra intelligence, a lot of extra defense over the Gold Cuirass. It actually gives more defense than the White Robe, which is kind of interesting. And on top of that, it gives Guy 10 extra intelligence. So, like, that should help his intelligence quite a bit. And, well, in a few minutes, we might be able to boost it even more. Alright, last 2 floors, and then after that, we are in the home stretch, basically. So there's these 2, well, technically these 2 floors are the home stretch. But they're the last 2 floors with anything substantial happening on them. There's a whole bunch of hallways in this one. There's a big central hallway and then a bunch of little ways off of the central hallway that just sort of jut out. The only hallway, the only branch in the hallway that actually has a door that's worth going in is the one, there's 2 in the top right corner of the room. Those are the ones that are worth going into. Any other one, I wouldn't bother, because it's just a big empty room. So, or rather, a monster trap room. So. She went easy on him earlier to test his strength. She wanted to see how powerful Boulders 9 and Thunderbolt 12 were. She was like, wow, that actually hurt. I'll give you some credit. And then she beat his ass. So. Let's see. Yeah, we should be able to just get rid of these guys. Maybe not the guy in the back, though. I'll cast fire on him as well. Why not? We don't have flare yet. That's this floor. We'll get flare as a treasure in this on this floor, and then that's it. Is the let me see. Yeah, the black robe that we're gonna get on the next floor is actually in a monster in a box. So it would have been, we would have had to fight a mini boss in order to get it, but now we don't have to. We're still gonna get it, but you know, we didn't have to. Well, keep getting preemptives. You guys can annihilate these guys. I'm not even sure if it's worth bothering with Osmos, honestly. I might just try to Toad them. Because I can holy them. Like, we can get rid of 3 per round just from not even bothering with Toad, just attacking them physically. So I'm not even sure if it's worth it to Osmos them. Hell, I might be able to Osmos all of them if I'm honest. Like, just take HP from all of them at the same time, see how much we slurp up. I'm going to try that, actually. I want to see what happens. So, I don't know if Osmos is strong enough yet to take all of their MP, but we'll see. It might with just 2 enemies, honestly. You give that to me. Not quite, but it took 2/3 of their HP, or their MP, from each one, so that's quite substantial. Throw an Ether if you have a chance, and then probably won't have a chance, but you know. Oh, there you go. I'll take it. Definitely, by the way, I've stressed this already, definitely use your Ethers in battle. Outside of battle, you get significantly less out of each Ether than using it in battle. So definitely use it in battle, yeah. So there's our Flare Tome, but in order to get it, we have to fight a monster, and Gotos is back. So if you didn't get Haste or the other item from him previously, you can get it from him now. Do I even bother with... You know, I'm going to bother with Berserk just to absolutely trash him. And I think the Devil's Bloom in the back row is susceptible to fire, just like the other one, the Death Flower? Devil Flower? I don't remember. The green one. So... Gotos can be teleported, though. He's not immune to matter or resistant to matter elemental, so... Just trash him real quick. Just let Farion and Guy stand pat while Maria and Ricard take care of him. I'll show you who's using the real Bacchus Cider. Oh wow, that didn't kill him. Okay, well, do it again. Maybe he is using the real Bacchus Cider because Maria didn't crit there. Oh well, that's fine. Some agility. We didn't get anything out of those Gotos either, but that's okay. I haven't gotten it yet, and we're gonna get it in the next dungeon. They drop the next knife upgrade for Farion, basically, if you're lucky. But if you're not, they won't. So it would have been nice to have gotten it back in Fynn Castle, because then the Orichalcum wouldn't even have been necessary. It would have gone straight from the Mengosh to the best. Well, it's not the strongest knife in the game, but it's consistently the best for melee damage in the game for reasons I'll explain later. So. Alright, Guy, there's your last spell, Flare. So, now you can deal non-elemental damage just like Farion, so you can start practicing that, and we will be good to go. This is the way to the door right here. I'm going to start sprinting a little bit, I think, just because we're running quite a bit over time, and I don't want it to be too over time here. Well, maybe I won't. We've only got this floor and then the next floor, and that's it. So maybe I won't. There's a reason why I'm doing this, though, and I'll explain it when we get to the next section. The water here does not hurt you, unlike in the other sections, so that's kind of nice. Yeah. These ice lizards are, well, you can take one guess as to what they're weak to. The ice lance should still deal regular damage to them, though, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. Nah, I'll just use fire. That's fine. I was going to use flare here, but we can use that when the enemies don't have an elemental weakness, you know? Because these guys have a lot of HP, like 1,000 HP, so it would have been tough to cut through that with just flare level 1 and whatever Maria was going to do, so. Okay, HP boost. Incidental one. Or maybe those weren't incidental because they got hit. There's an hourglass. That'll cast the stop spell, but why? Like, I wouldn't even bother with that. I forget, I don't think stop is permanent. I think it's temporary, which is just another reason why I wouldn't even bother with it, you know? Like, it's just like, okay, but why would you... You don't need it, you know? Okay. Guy, why don't you try out flare? Why not? These guys aren't too tough. You won't be able to kill the Revenant with flare, obviously, but, like, I don't know. We should be able to do good damage with everybody else to get rid of the other guys. Yeah. For sure. And then, do I blanket cast life? I think I'm going to blanket cast life and just see where we end up. I'll try casting flare again, but I don't think we're going to see it. I think, yeah, I was just saying, I think Furion's going to get this off before you get it in, so... There we go. Nice little waterfall here. Got to go up the stairs right over here, and then we'll be where we need to go. Well, we can get rid of... It's just specters, so we can get rid of them one at a time with each character. Probably going to use flare just because everybody else will be able to kill these guys in one hit. And then we can practice it a little bit. It'll get a little bit of spell experience. It'll get up to level 2 faster. And the faster we get his flare spell up, the more damage he'll be able to deal with it. It'll be just like with Holy. He'll be able to deal good damage to enemies that are like soul enemies. So then he can deal non-elemental damage without having to worry too much about it. So, yeah, worth it to try to just practice it a little bit. More agility. I think re-equipping the Mengosh was a good idea. I don't know if these agility boosts would be happening so much without it, but yeah, you know, it's worth doing. I might save right here just for the hell of it. We haven't saved since... Okay, well, we saved right before the Thunder Gigas, but, you know, I might save just to be sure. And then here we go. So here's the Black Robe, but it's a monster in a box. And it's a tough enemy. It's the first dragon enemy we're going to fight in the game, the White Dragon. I would treat this one like a boss fight, since the music is also treating it like a boss fight, so we will do so. We'll just cast all of our spells, just like this was an actual boss. Get Berserk and Haste on everybody, get Protect going and Blink, and then we will go from there. The White Dragon uses Ice Elemental spells and is weak to Fire, so if you don't want to Osmose him, it's probably worth your time to work on that instead. So I'm going to go ahead and do that after this, if he survives. I think he's got quite a bit of HP, though. I think he has more HP than the Gigases do. Probably closer to like 3,000? It might even be more than that. I don't even know. It's been a while since I've looked this up. The dragons all have really good loot tables, though. So, like, if you want to, since they're all fixed encounters, typically in Monsters in a Box you'll find them, or as sub-bosses in dungeons going forward. It might be worth it to actually, like, reset if you want to try to get some stuff out of them, so... But, yeah, I don't think it's really necessary for us to do that. I think we'll just kind of do what we can. I'll try to get some flare experience if, you know... Excuse me, he doesn't get annihilated right here. Which it doesn't look like he will, because Maria only hit for about 800. And that's fine. I mean, you know, that's 1,500 damage. That's nothing to sneeze at. Furion can do that much with Holy, but, like, you know... It's not the 2,000 that she did on the Fire Gigas, you know? There goes all of his MP, so he can't cast... I think he casts not Blizzard 16, but the Blizzard equivalent, so like Ice Storm, I think it is, so... There's an ice bow. So that's probably not the best drop he could have gotten. But we got a black robe, so that's not terrible. Again, that gives... Did I mention the... it's like I said, it's the opposite of the white robe. It gives you the 10 intelligence boost, a good amount of defense and magic defense, but it also gives you resistance to the 4 damaging elements, so fire, ice, thunder, and poison. You now have resistance against, so... Not quite as good as the white robe, but the black robes are a lot easier to come by. A lot more enemies drop black robes as treasure than white robes, unfortunately. So usually if you want another white robe, you're going to need to get it from a boss drop, so a little tougher to get. Alright, so at the very end of this giant tower, everybody's favorite, pick a path. It's this door. See, we didn't start in the middle of the room again, so there we go. We've made it to the top of the Mysidian Tower, so we've got one more room, this room, to go through before I stop for the day. So let's just walk forward and see what we get. Ah, Minwu! Good to see you again, man. How did you get in without getting swallowed by Leviathan? Did you have another way into the tower? Apparently. I think it's because Minwu was originally from Mysidia, so, like, the Mysidian mages might have another way to get at the Ultima Tome other than the way that, you know, everybody else has to use with the Crystal Rod and stuff, so... Oh, okay. I mean, as long as you think that'll work. Well, we trust you, Minwu. You know what you're doing, so give it your all. You can make your Kamehameha and firing your laser jokes now if you want. Eat this! Boy, I hope he's not using his life energy to destroy that seal, because that's gonna hurt in the morning. Ow! You used your life energy for that, didn't you? God damn it, Minwu. What was the point of all that? I mean, I know it broke the seal for us, but, like... I mean, if you're sure... Yeah, so Minwu has to give his life in order to break the seal on the Ultima Tome. Is it worth it? Well, we're gonna have to find out because it's inside this door. However, it's not the only thing inside this door. There are also 4 other days with these crystal balls on top of it. The gold crystal ball in the middle is the Ultima Tome itself, so you'll get the ultimate magic by taking that one specifically. However, these other 4 crystal balls have some interesting elements to them, so I'm just going to take a look at what everybody's stats look like here. So, strength, spirit, agility, and intelligence. There are those 4 stats provide you with the ability to hit your enemies harder or dodge attacks. These 4 crystal balls on the outside of the Ultima Tome will just give you a flat 10 to those stats for one random character in your party. And I would specifically like to get them on certain characters. So for example, I don't want to get the 10 boost on Firion because it will max his spirit out, but he only gets 9 of those 10 points. So I'd like to get those boosts on someone other than Firion so that they can get the maximum benefit out of it. Similarly, the intelligence boost I'd like to get on Guy, just to boost his intelligence up a little bit further. He's been getting a good chunk of intelligence boosts today, but I want him to be a little higher up so he's a little closer to where Firion is so that he can just keep gaining it over the course of the game. Ideally, you don't want any of these boosts to go to Ricard, especially if you're playing this version of the game or the GBA version, the Dawn of Souls version. Ricard has his own thing going on that'll let him get those boosts. He won't even need those boosts, that's the point. He's the 4th character in the party. He never really needs to worry about those boosts. I wouldn't worry about it. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to save in front of these 4 crystal balls. I don't remember what this one does. I'm going to take each one. This crystal will provide the power of burning flame. So these are like the world crystals. This is like the crystal of fire, quote unquote. It'll give you strength. So probably that one wouldn't be bad for Maria. She'd probably be the only one to benefit from it. I think she got it actually just now, because I don't think she had 64 strength before this. That adds 30. So that would have meant she would have had 44 strength. Or rather, no, hang on, 24, 34, 44, 54. Yeah, no, 24 strength was closer to what she had, so I think she just got that one. So she's the one that I would have wanted that on, so I think I'm probably going to keep that. But basically, I'm going to try to get these boosts on each character that I want to get them on. Yeah, Firion didn't get that, Guy didn't get that, neither did Ricard, so Maria got that one. So that one gives strength. Let's see what the other ones give. I'm going to save before them. And effectively, that's what I'm going to do in between streams. I'm just going to get these boosts on the people that need them, and then when we come back on the next episode, we will take the Ultimate Tome and we will head out. This one gives, it's the Earth Crystal, quote-unquote. It gives Spirit. Let's see who got that one. Firion got that one. So we don't want him to get that one, so I'll just reset for that one. And now since he got that one, I don't want him to get that one. We'll go to the other one. Probably I'd want Maria to get that one out of anybody, but we'll see. So this one probably gives Intelligence, I would imagine. Yeah, because it's in the back with the Spirit one. So, okay, Guy didn't get that one, so that's who I would want that one to go to. And then this one will give Agility, and honestly, any of the three can benefit from this one. I guess Maria would probably be the one to put it to best use, but her or Firion would both be good recipients of Agility. I think Firion, no, he had 70 Agility, so that means Guy probably got that one, unless Ricard got it. But I don't think he did. I think he got the Intelligence boost. He didn't have 26 Intelligence before this, So yeah, basically what I'll do is I'll reset the other three crystals, and then we will come back to the final day, and we will take the Ultimate Tome so that we can take it out of the Mysidian Tower and use it against the Emperor, potentially to end the war once and for all, on the next episode of Final Fantasy II, the Stream Edition, which will probably be happening, probably Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. I don't know if I'll do it tomorrow. I think I'll do it Monday. I will post the schedule up on Twitch, YouTube, and Discord, though, shortly after this stream gets all fixated, get the description up and everything like that, and then we'll go from there. So, thank you for watching, everybody. I appreciate you coming out to Twitch and YouTube to check out the stream, and I'll see all of you on the next one, which, as I said, will most likely be on Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and I'll have all the crystals situated towards whoever I want them to be situated towards by then. So until then, everybody, take care, and have a good one. In the meantime, I don't have to take the Ultimate Tome just yet. I can just sit here and ponder the orb. It's what Minwu would have wanted me to do anyway, so I'll ponder the mysteries of the universe while I sort my stats out in between streams. How about that?